You Nicholas Neo Kakwayi Impa Fane Boy Ojoba. Yeah. I'm a American food. Una tradition. Bally. That's right. Chameka jame. Min danye fenshi ake menemwe wasa wabakbi ye biye ku inko budana ke gandamwe Noyaa ewo ni wachuo wanuchu mone wo je taflache wo ba fite moko alo wo ba kpata moko yin dabi wontaw ni bi echake totomoy ni ya no gandamwe esani na kan totomoy fe achake so ekomeko min daboshi ake oba fita woyi ni wobana sanigba ni nkafite be tamaboni nke ebu keji aleno ni onako ni obakwe documentary ani nke mejeme keke wokwe ke woje woba woke manyana Korkoi Atsereku ni legimoni efe neken documentary ne wokele baba kpano eke wo kele edna sanigba ye neke noko nehi so chemeke nyeme nyani mapula keba ye biye keke wo botemli eke wo chu noni esani wo chu once again oyi wala don ake oba feature woyi ye ishiba mi keji ohako mi gonti ni ya nwe bomode ni owa mi gonti noni ya nwe ko agbene nwe di o village bi kenkleni yeah bomode nkoni o subscribe ehawo ehia wa de enche shout out to you Uncle Ben amatefio mini ya no boy ojogba man Venus ofane bebo oyojogba I'm like emotion awo ke first time ni okwo wo ne bomode nkoni like I said o subscribe ehawo jani femo ni kiamoko ni okiamoko nya ni wo botia mli ni wo kwa wiemo mfoni ne ka wo ba koni wo cha no
Yangana mlile ye kome ahehiawa neke ye ine manke akuche anyao feloi amedamoshi ke ha kusum hebu mancheme atwese blamo ke ngawo basa samo ye bi ke mamblublu yiba keni bi baba onlen mi jengwa bo shishisamo yemlin kokoko Mene hami beni magbabusani mikebo bagbasu ju amale mohia shishwemo lakamo ke monini tremo ni femo ke yito ifon ni eba heshi yewo ablade atin titri wo magia cheme atin ni amonto ne manyeme ke akuchi anyeme kome hu kefe amenuchumo. Shidani maglamile, masumo, maheri wekupi ashi ake, wekumling blamo. Hiase ke yamling. Bi ni afo ni akame eyashia. Bi ni achon amewe kudamo he kegbena. Kebi ni akeblo focho se mo bla ame feshia nile demo ke kusumi fata manja ke weku gbena shomo ke efite mo kwile ahe ni noko ni blofo fole chemo ake ignorance jititri. Beiko ni hole. Mike wo maji acheme na fioko. Afai pamo bajimli. Pi susu ake kule esa ake makpa faipo. Ekume susu ake beye shimo. Shimushimo. Hewon. Noni mei eyaleji ake. Mi fe ye bule ni mi yoke hamaji acheme etekume. Ni mi hi gbo ni ekon ame susu ake mi riemole esa amehi. Enyo hunji ake. Mwene sani ni mike bubagba ne. Boni afe. Ni mana ni ne kokon ni yeo. Ke no ni madamo no. Ke bimi saji. Be eye ke hano fe no. Infoneri ni obakwene. Ke misaji bimo ile. Amo ni obutui ke the human factor. Abadan je wekumni ni oje. Shiamli ni oje. Lo manche kuse ni oyo. Kwemo ake ganyo. Ga fomobi ejake no mei. Jino ni hufata ni bi kroko mei ahi. Ni ake ja. Ga. Naa Ayikaile Okai. Gamli fomo bi. Nikeje efomo mlintole. Eche ata ni teko Okai. Kele eya weku wolushia. Nohiwole eje egbe ele weku jogban. Shimon ele weku wolumli ni eje. Akpa awo etuemli ahun ake. Senyeli yeshiami. Shimon fitele keji efuflamli. Nohiwo eje egbe ele. Enyese bano bi atin jiheni isheye. Lohupo fioko. Eyo femo mlile. Ake ni esumo modli ojogban ewole. Efoshi ni ekele yaji. Ayegbe ni amli ye inya ose. Edalemli ni Gbese Manye Nile ekele gbalumo yeli hisani ni ewole ake Noyaa kegbe ni Naa Ayikaile adiagba kenklemo. Na wo momlile. Aha ehashika ni ake fefe kusum henibi kegwabo hele samo. Nale kusum ni noko. Ele ake lumo womo manshika. Lo wekushika ni sake akefio. Shinye ha wawia anokwale eji nakai mene elo. Dabi. Titri keji ana ali ake ba njibo Johnny has come. Benole okula. Noni na le ji ake. Shika miunwa. Yukusum aye emu. Shimon noko chake ye ni fi momli. Ye kusum na ale. Awolu mokeke. Je ye behi. Abio wekumli ni oje bedani akeni ni ta ohi. Eya bale na kai. Tomone ha ni wochele ale na shishi ojogban. Ni neke tomone ba yagbla. Sanjin babao keba yewo sanigba nemli. Adiagba wumomli le. Awonachu afina fli. Afokolo ahana ni ashana awogbese. Achagwabo ahale ni akele chon gbese bi. Kwemo noko fio ye na kenkle lumoyeli. mli.
Kusui ya nono. Manye ye ehelela. La. Ebi kegbe na te baba. Acho kusuwe. Kusuwa tuo. Aja manya osi ajetu agede to aja la osi ajeta yebu ose omo nu agbe agbene yo don't do it na mi ejo bonu e Gbese Manye Captain ni ayi to steady di enyo I don't think aga ejo bonu
No ni ha ebali lumosani. No ni kena babote normally ni echete ko bo ehiwo moden akekule akekafe ibiko. Afowo iye Jena say Auntie Mary woyu ni kule achole ake awo ablaboye amasama le eke awo santrofi kwe ni femone ameyose ake wojile epene ni ame momli kaimo ake mike afuwo ni iye sanebimo yejeme. Afi isele Monique ha keboni fe woyale. Shimon Gbese Manye Naa Ayikaile Okai fonini eche Naa Ayikaile adiagba. Ni ekele na sanegba. No ni ekele ji ake eda eto enajin. Ni ibasumo ake ekele ata eshuono. Ni echu enuchumo ake Gbese Manye sekwelo. Eja ake ena no ni efio ni esa ehie. Eke ebi ehisajin. Ni ehie yo ake le echu enuchumo ahale ojogban. Ake ni je manse sanegbane na babaga. Kaimo ake atu le ake noya ni choko ule. Enehi wole efeyi ake ekechele ba sohi ajina koni ekwe. Shimon shetecha kemongo chumole fe ya fe ifolo. Cheleke emni efu ejake na benke ni teko taki churu. Emli sanile ben kronko wobagba. Osinto. Labuomo no hiwo ishi ye jeme. Eke fomanye ne hiye ake enine shaku echelenu. Ni ebasumo ake efe noko ye ese. Nike yemwe baba. Eja ake eji amesanegbe kule. No ni akele ji ake manyene egbo nomli eje ni nyele kele ake ni benoko femo ni femo lehu ko eyi eko noji kenkle agbene ni wole mo ye manje okanja hewon gwemote no kesheshon men aboy ahetemli ni oba na mene ekume ye infoniri lemle mon pon akele ake esa ake eha akaple ni ake ba fi kusumle hinuchumo kaimo ake chele he kaple ni nehe wale ena le no kofon po shika na agbele eha amenu shishi ake ebe na kan shika agbena ke 40,000 Ghana cedis akpei ohai eje no sele aha wonu shishi ake ache bese ye hei enyo ni epene ake akeleta shuono shimon ebi dramo ke hale seye ke manye fe ye mo ni gbese wole hewo awu ehimuji ye wona gbe pe mlile mi bisaji ejake momomo asafu ana abuabo nyawo shia nife mu kologbe eji kusumi ni afio ke ha manlumo keke shimu bana fese akemi ake eji nyuma shishi eji ake tohe ni anale eje akute krobo sakiwi ni ameji shia wulu niji ete ye gbese senlehi eyo manye nehio abladeni ni nohe wole sake akele cho kusum papa mle anokwa mikpasashi ejake jefe limile komo na womo ake osamanye Gbese Manye shuono talo
Naa Ayikaile Okai.
You need to see it.
Naa Ayikaile Okai. Hallelujah. Kafuli ne wo nini. Nefe kadimu. Ayikaile Okai. Okadimo.
Nika botashuono.
Nika hambune. Nika botashuono. No bachu ni chumo ami. Ni chumo ni chumo. Bachu fe boni mi chumo ne. No ka wo. Gbese kienya. Fa no manye abla.
Ago chemere ni. Ago ni megaram. Ni tetankama wi. Asafache jinse niji eteno. Mino ji kokuse ekwelo. Egbese biane noni yo mi beji. Omanye niji Gbese Manye biane konage dale fie be. No biane kokomi wona moni ba anye dumushine kwese. Neje eye manye. No biane no fe kuli no nyi waya oyi no biane wona moni ba yi manye. Wona moni jese ekwelo nde ba anye manye. Ne te shuon. Kono waya oyi no fe Gbese ekoli no wo kono waya oyi isani fi okay.
Ago cheme kenyeme. Mwene ashime mwene hogba. Lima hogba. Eba fe mo fe mo na pe ake akpi mwene gbine. Je ye noko gbonyohi. Shikanye kwe boni ntashin. Taflache inte hin san. No waka o ya hin be gbojo mo nbo hi. inaji isoji amegbojo no inyemo bele klekle to be ni awomi na awomi na fe afi nyoma enyo kese inyemi ya hu no basusu akesa ni manamoko ni gbese akanyo wo mamu ublayo ne kekpetenhi ni mbile nkele wi ni pleno akeba wa no ke twa gbese no tumo ya je shamosani we wo management nwole intention no sure ne woto nkele tano ni nkele ake nutumo ni tuo isane tufini eja ke bi ane gbojo mo ban he iseko intase ni chile le ho ya hin ko ni wo ke boa me ana ko ni gbese aye emu no ya wo hin efe bo no wo yo ne no management ne sinu wota oblayo na okale osamanye le tanko no ye bi enene ini ni keno leji money imo neji abotiahe kula konale obasumole yes esamanye wole imole ipetenhe na gbene wo bachu ni yegbese enehe wo wape menegbene wanye mi san oba binimo ofi manchele ne domomi agbenele nitumo ba keno ne ba ton wo naji afamo he ni wo ton ke he ni wo ka ton no ni wo fake no ni wo ka fake ni wo yi o manye ye ga sipon ne no fa kono manye ablawo
mi yo ake hie komeni ona na efe ole amejogban shida ni mi hie ba panole masumo ni ole ake shika ni ake ha Gbese Manye Naa Ayikaile no benle ajamli enyo kenkleno mi na Korkoi Atsereku mi jimoni inketi mikeya ha ni takite kochuru ye eshia ni ekeya ha Gbese Manye ni ena eheko ete ejake bemli ni gbese wo etetefon nole na boni teko amanie ni le eke yomo le yana shitamo kesanegba manye shono talo yelihe fa ni yomo ne ni shenole hunje wo mami na ablade eden me nini ne moshikale mli ekoji manyele nabi yo ni yo manse ejoli nile yomo le susu ake ebanye eke woku amanye bo shikale ato ojogban ahale ke yomo le nanehinyo nicha shikale no fe ye dansoman shialemni ye enife mo shishile weku nupa weku se kwelo lo weku nimalo ni achore blofomi ake secretary fe ye jemeku Gbese Manye Regent chiami ni le jimo ni hanana eli ake Abishika yeme krokome adin ye yomo lese ni awa ame akeshuo no talo shimo yomo leke ehie efon le ino no hewo ewo na kanyomo boni afe ni afe ekusun ahale moko abi ake maba ni ye nife mo shishi lolo ni gbese moko bemni mi bo amanie momo ake manye kewo ake eke ni beshitamo lo no komlingblamo eke le emanche okainja echo ese ni elehumpo ake ato Gbese Manye eja ake kotu ebu ake je gbesi echejile ekon ewole mo ni ebi ejemli echo ese no hiwole ekele be na jimo ni no ni efiyo hule eko manchehi eko mu eke ewoku saneni yoneke ni senle ehe na awomli ni weku enu shishile beno no ni no hiwole eji ni woko na fono ni na ni nishako ni no jesane kukurani meni ha enefe sele ayomokobile ami neke agbene misane bi moine ye osamanya womomlile no feno ni afe ahale ye adiagba womomli ani meni to adiagba ameton lo amehie kai na amefe shika ni alakale ni aheye edele ahe ye de ye adiagba womo mlihu no hu hie kamoni lo ojocha keji ake wo yemo chomli ake kusum eye emule be meni tomo yo kusum ni afe ahalehi ni ani waye ye noko ni amefio ni woyo ni ameke malio wolo ani ake kusum womo ni ata sense ke paamo po akpaamo ye dalolo keji akpa bemei enyo womo jusen ni metrano afibo maybe abakpa ame keji kusum shienyo ni afi aha na hunji sanele be cheme ni awo amechu shienyo ke shiete ni woli be emesa alo ekon ani isa ake acheo sane ni ayo yemose ni abile eda sanelo keji sanele yiche enyo ni yomli ma ba ti ebalete ni moni ke shikate moni he shika ke moni len ehe shika ni efie kusun ekodan ke o ake moni tafrache atale ojo achemo enini ni abule bulu hu taflache eyefo bemli ni amebiku lenoko ene is against natural justice ene chofoji ni yo wo mambumli ke taflache wo nilimli moni ke shika te yaha moni ke kusum fe lo tashi ni amegbahisani poji moni ngawulu ke chesani ni etamli ni eye ye moni ehe shika yeden kete se jene achole fraude lu na sanene eji ake mintawo ake na ayelumo ye kakla ke yelena dabida shimu da sen wulule ena 200 years na kaino akwete krobo sakiwele amehu amena 200 years ni akehiwale wamede akeshia niji ete ye Gbese ni nomli ni manyeneje na kaino o kainja Gbese len ena 200 years ni eko ehiwale kemashi ni be eshe akeye neke afi na ale aba begamli. Ni bi pi anokwa efite ye gama shititri. Mimbi jale saneyeli. Mimbi anokwa leyeli. Wakpagbe ake cheme taflache bafe cheme ke hinyeloi ani ameke anokwa bafo anokwa lehi shi eya bale nakai afi etese ni ayimobi ni atua ina yafo mike mi fa ipa mo ba amehi ye bulena ni misusu ake ame ba fi no ni sa ye ame bulena ju ke fon odetwa ke amale me lakamo ke ameni ne tremo sake ise afo ye gamli gani machine tomo pi yemli heshiba amli lumo pi po esa ameshita mohi shiwon yalolo mohi ashishwemo ewa woku hemujiwo ke noko foloni mo ke woku be na akafe mokohi ashishwemo kaje mohi mohi ashishwemo ekafe tamo afonu ashwe sikiti gbeno keke anyunyam bomo ni ehie eheko efe ejron aba kwele eke akelumoyeli efutule ahe edenshika ajele eke ashwe ehiashi keji agbena akeke dante mancheshia ekuse iba shike akpa manche mama hie asachi onolo akesese abe akacha ojukula ene ni teko okambo ehewo mode akekule eka nina ebiko macho neke beneno ni mabu wonyeme wonyemime ni taflache yehowa ejonye ga kanye trino ni nyenchu emli nuchu mokpakpa mabunye koko ake keji mokochi abenkenye kelumoyeli sanie wofwe jofwe ejake je lumoyeli je gbena oshika hewon abaglabo from a philanthropist to a cash cow ka yibuata keke wedoj mene wamimbi jale yeli sane yeli papa ke Naa Okale usamanye isa ake abioleng idasani.
So there you have it. A very insightful, educative, and well produced piece from Manye Korkoi Atsereku. Don't let anybody tell you we don't have the men. Gamme, we don't have the men. All we need is the opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Imagine us having a proper television station to my UTV. Me use UTV because I'm no friend of feel purely tree. You understand what I'm saying? Tree. So imagine more need a TV proper ojugba. You understand what I'm saying? I love what TV proper ojugba dienche. Ni you have the likes of Naa Ayikaile Okai. You understand what I'm saying? Ni I mean running be. Don't let anybody tell you, okay, look, if anywhere I will shine up. All we need is that opportunity. You understand what I'm saying? Get an opportunity in any field about excel. You understand what I'm saying? When was the last time ni okwe documentary ni gambling, ni I mean, you understand what I'm saying? I feel ojogba, the sound, the photography, the script itself. The script is properly written. You understand what I'm saying? So once again, shout outs to Manye Ayikaile Okai. Wakala babak man obi ade no. So yes solia ha wo. Bona. So boni aye Noyaa TV, ni aye UTV, ni aye kome Adum TV wabana ni tete TV, wabana wo TV, wabana ablade TV. They no know if you're online, one time like proper TV stations. You understand what I'm saying? Proper production houses. DNC. Na boni ni yo. We it's when you move from social media, into proper production houses. You understand what I'm saying? So if you like what we do, if you like what Naa does, Manye Na Shome, Nyobodai Togba Shon, Niabe, like all these guys, you understand what I'm saying? We need to elevate it. What move ni what game anybody? I may gonfena me what you mon laje. No what I'm agbene ashian kan ojugba adienche. And trust me, we have the men. What I feel fiame. When you can't fiame. What lenin fiame. So ke bale fi mo ba fi fiame. So look, Samia no kwe nibi piyemi, but Tamabono le it's a documentary. So nyawa ke manye na Korkoi Atsereku abakmano. Koni okay, let's see something. Nyawa ke manye abakmano koni wabote sani emioduba o fine ami gonti noni ya ngweko like mo show ahami ja heamoko ni oja heamoko ni wabote sani emi manye o fine mi bodo manye to your turn.
Manye papa je ablabo ni tete inyojuba chofile dremo.
Nakai. Once again, congratulations. This is a masterful piece. I mean, script well written, like I said, production is on point. No fair no your juba. So congratulations. This is really great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So I don't even know where to start. So this will be the second time in question so far a week so once again preparing for today's show in sanke mambie ekwene like I said Sanjie ni yo me baba I mean like I said in like 30 minutes is not enough for you ni obata no friend no so just boli points any yani oshile first of all I will start with Naa Ayikaile Okai our introduction feel no chonwo like I said, after any what broaden because there is a broader theme ni otachi and that is very, very important to me. This case is not only peculiar to her, it is something that goes on here and I'm glad I can feel and this is just an example. So about me broadly, but no more potentially.
I don't know. Naa Ayikaile Okai ga nudienche for be a papani for the actually ni Atsereku Okai ni agent Gbese ni a mamini for the actually bano ije adanse ye English. She in the say taflache nenu wocho la ke aibe la fio yemi yake imami ni for le ho ji heni eje iwo Naa Ayikaile Okai edayega afole edayega salam down jenji heni ike eche hike ni taflache ni o papio ye wetin ba kai shia ko ni blema atole ake toffee house ye gan toffee house noche inabitutu ji Naa Ayikaile Okai ni edalemi efe modeling fi o ekase ni pe si modeling jina ni efe 33 le jimoni edamoshi keha miss Ghana ye 2007 efe adamoshi ni temali keha as miss Ghana no ye 2007 ni chimbo le shia befa ke shikata owo ekabaji manse wo man amonto ni ele manse na gigini ubivo kra.
Oh, okay, I see. So, before ni nekeni bi na fete no, eya manse ni eteshia ni anale ni no me manse alo still no me ya Ghana. Minta ma kweje mo jogba da ma kwe.
That kra na me the manse no yo. I mean, Naa Ayikaile has always been mokoni a small charity.
Okay.
They always talk about the need to call asylum, people and asylum, she began this philanthropist work. Association foundation association foundation we can be settle our businesses can be can be no trying to try other places, even though she was not very connected to places because documentary must start me wo me kind of na me ka be say, and it was in reference not just to Ayikaile but to so many other people because even Migenche who are the product of such people.
Masumo ni wa explore Jeme Ojogba. We will get to that because it's a very important point we will raise at the beginning of the documentary. And I would Masumo wa Ojogba ya Jeme. But I want us to ni wa kwele Ojogba, and we will get to that particular part. So the foundation ni yo Nijino ni Iran or ni Ikewame. So foundation at what point ni makalage so foundation name ye choni mini anale gbese ni gbese manche nale gbese we bi nale.
Okay, but at that point, if you are a register for the food, I was the one that brought in the registration to the food.
Okay.
She if you want me enya henyo ni ile ho na I feel Gbese Manye Regent party. The then wo mami na ni taflache say me ni na Korkoi dubate party na kelepe but Gbese ni Gbese kelepe because ni Gbese na Korkoi dubate ameye ojuban
right.
It was Gbese akele ape ni akele ba no kale hisani ni le fio ke me call me anone ke chon ni ke call. That was how come they came in contact with Osamanye.
Okay, so introduction you know yeah nakai no shishi. So how did they move from Namokoni Ejegbese ni Gbese Nyoni Gbese Yelami a foundation ni Ekengwame to any Ibalaka Bene Abatole Noyaa Manye. Tell us that story.
Exactly. It will be Eke Gbese Ebapi. Oh, no budget in Gbese. Like Bomo Denche, Poheni Eje Denche, Shiamine Eje. To give you a backstory, like I said, Elijame, but Eliaka bien the Sheleshia Hakalea Ajeme. I police against Shinamomo. It were Anaya Ajeme Biked. Oh, Gbese Manye, it will be Sunday Bad, me. which one is true can you be a balake? Oh, and you one can take anything of you. Can will have you are let Gbese you are let no say call you when you know ya shunk and all that. That's how the mind games start. And at which point she also barged into it. I am a person that believes in my integrity. I don't speak for what I do not know because I was not there in that meeting. But it was a backstory that was told to me from Gbese Manye Regent. That's how come I knew what happened there by myself. I wasn't present in that particular meeting. It was there. Na kela ke obelubanye wale de banye ni efe more ni ke efe ni elebuwe ne ba yo say ni ba. I think that was where the enticement came, and she agreed. It was there from Jeme na ke abatole Noyaa. We all know ake development position is honorary. It's a grace. It was, I mean, being given a kind of title, okay, fine, fair enough. Kusuni, I say, that was where my problem came in.
Yeah.
Because unlike other people that might not really understand our culture, I do. Before I also go into Jimmy, I want us to understand that this is somebody that is novice to culture and tradition.
Right.
Mokoni, if feel like with that power, along with that authority, along that title, she can even do more. Her scope can broaden.
Right.
Ni enwena, you will be buy into it. Ni taflache efi. Now, me from the ritual that she went through, it was a bit off for me.
Okay.
Requirements I didn't think it should. Now, I spoke to Woyo Nifatahini Afe Nakankusuwe Ahane because the Woyo any the Woyo ni Damoshamifi Mukome that led the money support. The one that led the Niji Awon Abla Bibiu and the Chola and Mary Nakambia Miye Gbese Manye no if no. She must support Niji Awon Sancho Fie. I spoke to her because I wanted to understand. And from what she told me, Gbese Kama, I'm a big Gbese Sanimile Kama. Oh, she's from a bloodline. That was where the first line came. And that means there is definitely a premeditated something because you cannot lie about somebody's lineage just because Otaoni Otole.
That's right.
That was why they went on to do Nakankusu and Kenibiye Kenosiano. Okay, I think
for the purposes of education, mini poteni yo kusumi efemoi ni ofi like because it's an honorary position esa ni shukun afio nakaino koni meni me kwa wo koni ameno shishini amena where exactly you are coming from. Danny, what channel?
I mean, as of a moment, you know, you're woman.
Okay.
Honestly speaking, there is definitely no need. Okay. No.
Okay.
That is one. I have always been against Africa has become so common in that also was an error. You understand me?
Yes.
Me about what you now agbed afola kenibi kebashwe no. It was more of Otomanye than you were giving Noyaa Manye.
Like a honorary position. Got you.
It was again, let me give you a bad look. I met Naa Ayikaile Okai. So these things now make a thing. I wasn't part of it.
Okay.
So meeting her now, I needed to understand the person I am meeting and dealing with. And that's how come I had to be told all the story. Okay.
No.
Ewo be ametole. Bwane bale. Inkele shamonia, like I said, niminchuni niha tekochu. And like a time it was Bemini, Bakoni. I mean, I don't know if that is the second coming of tekochu. Now by Guami. That was the time ni Inkele pay. Okay. Iyajemi ebate gaba. I mean, we met ete back to Ebezle Abdochie. When Iyajemi koni ekami. I have become like a teacher to her because she doesn't know anything about the tradition. I am teaching her because I realized that no. Clearly doesn't even know Ghana. There is no distance.
That's right.
It doesn't work that way. Well, now I started teaching her because I am somebody Nico Benkemi. I mean, being taken advantage of is one thing I hate the most. I felt like I needed to let her know the terrain me and she would always say, okay, hey, Daniel, traditional politics, more government politics, which is it's very meaner than any other politics you want to venture into. When I was preparing her for what she has gotten herself into, Gbese Manye Gbese Manye, honestly, Gbese Manye.
So over our timeline. So between the time ni atole Noyaa Manye ke time ni e will have a conversation miniji be tomo in between those two events any.
Atole Noyaa Manye 2019.
Okay.
If I'm not mistaken, 2019 in Atole Manye.
Maybe we have a conversation.
That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. So
because that was even before I had my last child who is just about turning 3 Biani. That's 3 years ago.
So about 3 years ago. So 4 years in between time ni atole Noyaa Manye ke.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Now, so all these years Nomie still what was the relationship between Gbese and the entire Gbese machine and Chuni Ojogba, Ikame Ojogba, was she no Ojogba?
Yes, I am somebody that believes in timing. Well, I can have pictures for me, but I'm not even giving you a lot of pictures. Gbese Manye. In fact, Ben Gbese Manye is da. Gbese Manye ye Ojogba wa denche. Nike is afi femo like I told you, a interest in modern is more fashion. She's a fashionista.
Right.
Cash people if you're atale the Gbese Manye like mama that can matching maybe and she was very much they are not aware of those women. I will be very surprised because this is somebody Nikesha Afidienche Akelake Gbese adulting adulting no kwani no family no buyer no job she sends drinks can car honey make sure people are entertained. They know she mingles with them. They know her very well because she's been brought into the field.
Okay.
They were very close. But one thing that I want people to know is what Gbese did not know is that Osamanye, Ke Tekochu were friends long before village. He wasn't even aware.
Okay.
Maka in incidents could happen ye man say be ni ake festival ni Adamalache was there. My mofemo teaching me manya ko touching me I believe a lot of people remember this story.
Yeah.
This is the same Osamanye we are talking about.
Okay.
Like nakambia ni Gbese denche wole defining territory we are in zombie woman change Adamalache making then there is something because in the who is also bidding a seat somewhere.
Right.
But they were friends.
Mm.
And this should tell you how naive to know Noyaa Manye could say no Manye. You know that the whole thing was a mess already right from the get-go. And this is what happens when you don't dig before you don't dig before Obaka or Tomino.
That's right.
Okay. Fast forward there. Now Noyaa Ababato. Like I was saying, Noyaa Manye coming. And she knows that they know her very well. Mofiamo Boza, money headmaster new blood for the secretary. So many other people, they all know. These are people. They go to a house in Lashibi to eat. They try. I mean, if somebody can come to your house and have that leisure with you, it should tell you the level of friendship of your thing. Okay, well, in your Jimmy Gbese Manye Sani. It's like Gbese Manye. Honestly, can't get back in what I know is a bonjour, Bewalenjo. So many, I'm not near, but I'll find out they can okay, neighbor. They can you be a name, Mokwe Chami, Benny Cheji, Naa Ayikaile Okai, Ni Gbese Manye Benny. Neke Okele Basani ake Ayesani H1 bo ni tojo bai Ayesani actually. Ni ebi na hu ebibi na no ni efio ni lebi ani eda ka omo neke ba tesu no shi ni ekwani ahun ke ekwebo ni enutumo yo leji mo ni ba anya ni etu na kan enutumo ahazi iwo eba sumo ni pekele ata esu no koni etumo ihali ni ke gbe no chenele but this is not something you should be hasty about. Boy, Kemolake, J telephone no yemuni, Obasumu, ni ke Obasia, ni Nevi, ni Kenu. She can be very time. Everybody has a friend. You may be somebody's best friend, but that person also has another friend.
That's true.
The one that your phone near Shashi, Ebo. Naa Blade was money ni Tekochu who can handle as a traditional mother. It was a man, and she has very great regards for that woman. It was Agbahisani Keteshon, but she still held on to what I told her. Ake Ebashia down. Ekafe he. He actually did chami. Ekon. In fact, a lot of them, their names are not very important to me. I nickname them and I call them according to their names. Ewo Mokotamo, Gbese Manye, Chiami Eneke, Iwula Madam. Ewo ni Ewo ne eke mo echame. Chine echame eke leji. So then I would begin to wonder, how is her number floating so commonly among people ni like the honor ni she's becoming worried because a number who G number koni the few people per G many has access.
So if I maybe in the channel. So proud to the phone call from Gbese Manye at the time. Nomie ekele nako shinamoko yeko. So the first encounter no G phone call any
the phone call.
Okay.
The phone call. The phone call. And that was why she called me Nakanyomi. Okay. You want no ebeba who the because we had projects we were doing already. So she was already in the line to come home. You want Kela Kelinoku. Eba. Ke Eba. We will see what to do about it. Like I have told you, she's already friends with Tekochu, and that was how come she even met me, Tekochu, and she found my number. The same way someone found her number, she also digged for my number.
Right.
They catch me and it came back here. All right. It was a baba. No bag was in Clark. I am telling you, it is not no kokeke. And looking at what they did with her, with Noyaa Manye, she's always known. I say things the way I can call it anything. I don't sugarcoat. Well, I have never liked the methods of Gbese, and I will not lie about it. I have never liked it. But then, and you cannot overpass Mokohuna.
Right.
Every lesson because Kenya can kunle posake kwen nyao ke chata eto wo Kenya wo nta no kwe chata no ba anye che bi le ni kila ke wo nyao nta wo fi bu ko hale ken kwen bi aten you are capable the wo fi mo she na can be ami hu. I will remind you of another story ko ni bajeko ni a picture of Manye no kenite ko chu e would one collage me now me with the same kente and people started bashing the woman I don't know if you ever heard that story.
Yeah,
this is the same person.
Okay.
I purposely sent you picture of a woman as Noyaa because na kan kente ni achon no juno ne aketole as Noyaa is the kente ni ebu.
Right.
Atole 2019 ne ebu na kan kente ni Telco to na kan kente 2024 until 2023 years apart. Okay, as man Gbese had seen na kan picture and we all know I can join na kan period then Gbese and Telco they still had their thing grinding.
Right.
It was there immune and it looked like a betrayal by a bee. Ne bani kelake echa ni Gbese ebu modeni ha ni kake o ni man se podente echa ni Gbese ahun ni Gbese wo ewo eke atofoche ewie koni eke ni Gbese bi ni cause no dey fe ni Gbese ni
koka atofoche Gbese atofoche alo kan atofoche okay Gbese atofoche okay
Gbese atofoche okay ewo okay ni we went to na kan pata ewo ni ke o ebon ni Telco chu bona fe ni ekele because the whole thing is becoming something for her kasani arefie ebo ne ba eke actually Gbese Manye they had an encounter because the agreement was telephone we money came bashia mabakoni wona worry ewo unfortunately the first time me Ibaya na Gbese Manye Jeme I had things to do. I trusted in a traditional mother, Naa Ayikaile.
Right.
I have given you a picture of a meeting where you see Naa Ayikaile involved.
Right. Screen
ni Telco chu amanye lehu.
Right.
Ni Telco chu went ahead and met Gbese Manye on the subject. He told Naa Ayikaile, oh, eyanu ni accept. So they did. Naa Ayikaile ni Telco chu they back and forth with Yomo. I also met with the Yomo once, but that was after me Naa Ayikaile. Chiami Alimu, ke another gentleman, Chiami Alimu Ehigbomo. They came to Lashibi because in care Naa Manye Masumo Ake this time I want to be there because the way they were presenting the thing wasn't looking in to me anymore. It was like I want to be part of it. Like I'm there, like I said, ni Telco chu ke Manye na wiemo. Ni Agbasa le ati aba all of the she was given ni kele ayepo ni but it wasn't I didn't wa me bashiami. No me ba na awie ni bia ke wo me potential na aka wo na wole. This is not because this is my time to take some level of charge over what was happening.
Right.
I can't know ya. Abawole sure no talo. Okay. It was many jinoni ni then abamole ke ba first step again chene iye man say akela ke o ke ba hana like ke amole ni kala ke ekaka amole ni we are not coming to discuss details of what is going on ba amole airport kana no ba me ba touch ne ke mo awie ni understand na ba fi le wo mi ni wie mo na mekele mo ekaka na meke na kan wie mo eka ma ke ba shi adam because she has not accepted nothing yet. Okay, e won e ba gbele mi bi chi akemake o ababu asafo bi ana abahetu ateke e wa gbeni the thing was beginning to be a replica of how ne kemia ka to le Noyaa.
Yeah, right.
E wo ni bisa ni e duma ni atole Gbese Manye alo atole Noyaa because ka atole Gbese Manye the sitting to Gbese Manye egboko she's still there.
Yeah.
Nike to Gbese Manye, if the sitting Gbese Manye is not there, she's not going to make nominations because the name will nominate me.
Exactly.
It was maybe boy yake eje ni le Manye shiami le je ameni third running house ye Gbese sehi ni eyo Manye ne hiu ni keji abafe be kon le sakafem, and the way the thing was going ni Shania Limo seemed to be very in what he was doing. Honestly, okay, Kejina kan jiboni ameke fine, but then as a director of a foundation cannot be a personal assistant. I want to be part of this thing from beginning to end. It was honestly I even closed my book for Imuchumo Fair for the period because I didn't want to miss out like the way I was missing meetings. But let me tell you also something, Ake. In asking for accountability, I am also taking responsibility for the fact that I may have trusted too much in Teko to thinking, Ake, ni playfield there be if I lead this whole thing properly. It was in Nake he was involved there. For some reason I was relaxed. It was I was not involved.
Right.
I sent you a picture. Thank you, Manye Regent, na bloody ke Osamanye joined a meeting for me to let you know how deep he was involved in what went on. It was Abafeno, Abapene, okay, be Abaya. Ake Kusum, na Bafe, Tunte na Bahi, Kusum Felo, ni Baba Fe Kusum, and many be na Bahi, and me charge for services.
So at this point, Biane Obami Agbene, ni Okwe, ni bi na you okay, ni bi na Bafi.
Yes.
Okay.
In by Shemi, from the time I entered into the meeting with them, the money discussions and everything that was done.
Right. So I'm a bit take responsibility, but Akamoko ni olekusumi ojugban. Is this something ni keji lele for once again for purposes of education? Wamanye lele wanake bewale taflache dalete ni ebasum ni mokwaba tesho no. Is this something ni le ekometo eba make na kind decision ni solely eba kofo ne eba twa le money esumo ne feel like
you have jumped the gun.
Okay.
Thank you. I knew this one. Suddenly in BSA, I asked that matter. Money I came jacket. We emushishi. I check Gbese saying I know Senchemo and I have never been involved in major function Senchemo. So what goes on in there? It is the tales me I've been told by Inime. Iname. But not something that I had personally sat there to be part of. It was in Bina Kenya. I actually say I actually say Kenya. She not busy. Say now Okai Manye I'm a time it is he has a grant permission. Akele Atano. She know I will say can manye he muji. No wadana can na bata issue no. Na I make sure I can adulale ni adula say adulale manye na adula say le. All this went into that cost. Ni ake are here. Honestly, I know I will say muja adula.
Right. So Manye, I'm be going real quick. So ni ame once again we kun AHS saying e ka me no ni ame bafi. Once again, ye kusumi mi ani ejinoko once again for purposes of education. Me ni bo what we me kaseni. Ani eje no kone sani agbene I move conversation from we kun no ni what design because like Gbese ye jase ni they are responsible for kekule abatu nekendoku I move from Nakanjame to the proper protocol ni esani achono allo because in a video I mean you ake manye ke ni Gbese ana wolemo because Nakanwo be am side of the family they were just doing no ni amefio because they didn't want to do anything with Gbese.
There was friction in all of the quarters of Gbese. Right. We all cannot be blind to what was going on. Ni Gbese back to Manye Noyaa na kind same protocol na even as Manche, he was supposed to go in consultation with Manye because the Manye will be right under the umbrella of Manye Denche, not Le Manche. She also needed to consult, but she didn't do the same. Friction can you be what people do. I mean, time I won't show and these were the informations they gave me. At a point, I didn't want to appear to be the because they had answers for everything they were talking about. So we let it go. The reason why I wanted also to be involved was because I wanted to see the key players in what was happening. In my mind, I had said to myself, the people I'm looking to see, I don't find them, then there will be a problem because and Alimo was representing the Wiku.
Now,
in that meeting that we had.
The other question, no channel. The other question, I mean, my big yake. Keji ameke a chesen ni sen ke awu le manye muji ni awu le sen muji mini muji pote ani Noyaa na tole no muji ni sen refer to ake we alone no
Dabi I want to le Noyaa muji I will let le aina no behe Gbese Manye
muji
now we say muji the wadana can le samanye bata show no saka jula sen na jula na no benga na banya kelate no naka will le Ayikaile muji.
So figure out no ni muji any awe here date here was referring to it.
The name be no na ke mi jake ni Gbese wulemo ikni ikele awo in some of the ake amekwale ho lumo ye limni ake wolume wo okele ilimo your court to me ko kan wulomo tadoket say ogon le wo yes it was when they said that sounded sensible to an extent I said okay that is it me again you will gami ni wo yo mene blame money wo blame him and ke afi kusunwe ma shika ke woku ma shika jino na ke na kansusunwe she many wo yo jeme 90 ni yo gan 85 it was all amemanu na mekefi na mekefi boshka ba na ba fo ni habo. So when they came in at a point I didn't want to also be a drag, you understand. Well I let that aspect go. It was aba beba she aba fi na aba fi none of them was part of it. So I said, okay, then truly Agbasani, because Ejemeku and the secretary Caleb was also there. It was okay, then we are making progress. Manye denche otiamie ni lewu eke osamanyake. Ofaye bwabi eto eyu. Ni Gbese keme ebon saniba. Ni taoni ile etobuku. Ni Manye le who can le here for she can be more not a leg bath. Osamanye Jimoni Banye Tesho, the Bani Ewani Gbese Aya Ehi. Do he want Osamanye Jimoni Tawo de Keta Ishwon. He want Osamanye Keje Penake Ibata Shwo no le. Bear Bomodin ne Hanafi Kusua Ale. Then in Gbese Atomoku, Nimu Wakabafe baby. This was somebody needed me now meeting. Like she knew nothing. Oh, why did you any legimony police? Osamanye Sheke, Kebote Manye Shiami. But this person pretended. Well, let me keep telling my story. But I assessing people that made me realize the discussion has gone there. But Kasania, like I told you, Lumoyeli, regardless of the bio me. That's
right.
The smallest of Lumodien, Chesake Okenaka, money book had the under discussion. And that's I also know. I am not oblivious to the fact, okay, Akote Kobosaki, we are Jenche, Hini le na Jenche. There was a little mishap here, Jemmy. That is their family turmoil. It is not mine to put into the public domain. But while I was working tirelessly to make sure she can go home against only Papa and everything. We can resolve. This is their private matter. I will not touch too much.
So at this point, ani le ewekumi neje ekemokon gbasande kla ekemokon susu noko ikla.
That is where I was there. That's why I mentioned genuine issue. Yeah.
Okay.
A papa say one person she knew that is the person she's always been in communication because when a papa was alive where they were with him, actually Akared, Akared.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Akared was whom I told, okay, let's get Akared involved because if we are any at least somebody from Papa, Akared got involved. Then Akared Kewake, Taflache, Numbi GB, she may know you 4B. Even though a papa say, and he had told us a lot of things that was also going on. You know, that house also had its deep with Gbese Manye.
Yeah.
It was Gbese also came to realization, because he didn't do background check, like I told you. And I know what led to it. You know, the smell of the money.
Right.
He had at this point also gotten the realization, at Benel who Akared who care one but perform on just any because in yes, who chotele. It was Sake Akame who I it was mean Tashi. I went to Akared Shia Choco in Akared Yana meeting. It was in our discussion, our final meaning in Akared to make this whole thing also make sense to me. Even though we cannot go to Akwete Krobosaki Biane because of things that are happening, let us go to Bano Biaje because Keji Aba wo Lumo, regardless of Lumo Bibio Lumo Olupa. Asana Abi Oshinye Owokumade, ni ameha go ahead, ame penny, beke afe na kainoku. At least. That is the same thing he suggests. For that reason, what they ban be ayan for a manye, and then they gave their consent. Okay, amen. It was Akared me now a bloody Chiami Alimu Abene Bano Wukue Dienchi Wafe with passion. You pay na can pay more Shamini Akpene Ake. I'm a party. I'm a peniake, abanaka, I'm a bile, for Nakai.
So through all this time, FN, Nakani FN, you know, the Gbese Jase and the Gbese Manye, I'm a fan, I'm a bet, Nekeno Koneme. This is just Manye ke eweku me. ke le wo mamiye ke le we kume, and of course when I Kelvin Uyemi ni I work in a Kenny B nefe.
Oh yes, and also let us remember, okay, notifying the Jase, notifying Nine is not the job for me or Usamanye to do.
That, right.
It is the job of Manye Ewekume to do.
But don't you think ake Asmokoni o Wale, because clearly she's, for lack of a better let me be
call it what it is. She was naive, she was novice,
exactly.
and a little bit foolish in her actions. Yes.
So Bomokoni o Wale ni, you know some of these things. Don't you think you should have come the problem like look, there are protocols to this thing. Ni isani follow kone efe proper. Yes. Jebo is an ofi, jail is an efi, mene is an efi, is an pusha, mena mefi na kanone is an Africa, totomo ba in efi mo.
And that is the reason why nature at the point, like I said, maybe I might have been too trusting because I have also felt the end of the steel, and I now know how it felt. I was too trusting because I believe that now about today, Kabile, a jazz when he was involved there, and then maybe I was too trusting, like I said, and that is why I say I take responsibility and accountability for being too trusting with Nakanjeme, and also the fact I can work etashi, and then Manye every wake e can Gbese Besaneko nine because eneke wukusa ne sama menye ke lente ehwo no nature nutu monale e woni se penene wuku ehwo peneni le Manye le we agree no adena e can and all that. I'm telling you, Wake, it was even the aftermath of this whole thing. Then I got to find out, Wake, Neke saying Glamo can be nepwe asma it has been done already.
Okay.
It was even the aftermath that in my investigation, and I found out that asma people. But again, I believe that it was not my job to do, but I was just making sure I can the same thing. Okay, no. What we have gone on to do Nakan maybe a thing. We had people. I mean, for 30 minutes I cannot put the whole process into it. I just bit chunks of it. She can open the outdoor in me. Manye Manye Gbese they were all part of it. They all came. They were all there. For me, I felt okay, but this thing has gotten the Amuna, Agbena. What about disperse?
Right.
No, internal affairs. She's gone back to base. What we continue to make contact with need basis still to no avail. And then what about she?
So Manye me man your channel Boli nuchumole nye jeshishi nani wo me wo ba, so you know how this goes.
No, come on, no. I am here to be I have nothing to hide.
Yeah, call you no go buy into me. So now I'm looking at this picture once again. Claire, I could take responsibility, but I don't even know how to put it. Didn't you think because at the time le politics chieftaincy politics ni your gamashi ojogba
exactly
ni ole ojogba
exactly,
and ole getting Kelvin involved kaji nokoni a call ni Gbese here a back pot of fire and boom
let us not. I wasn't looking at enemies.
But I understand. But okay, yeah, no.
And and again, while I was with Telkochu and I was working over there, the aim was to get everybody we can on the side as we can.
Right.
So if this was going to be a way for Tekochu to get to Gbese and we can have Gbese riding on it, it would be a plus. I wasn't looking at enemies. I wasn't looking at enemies. And secondly, I also wasn't viewing Kelvin Yejeme as Lumo. Ni Eaboteni as Lumo. He wasn't invited into it as Lumo. I said, okay, these were people, not they were friends long before. Kelvin Kusum Femo Yanungwa, Osamanye was a key sponsor. She was part of it. Kelvin Seku Kembaga, maybe she was a key sponsor. Kelvin, things me Tekochu has enjoyed. Or things he has been privileged to. There were a lot of things. A friend Mokoni like. I'm a die-hard support of my friend. These are friends. They can look on regardless of you are enemy or not enemy. I can run to my this is not necessarily because I'm looking at opposition, but I'm looking at our friendship. I wasn't looking.
But you know, Jane Akanji Boni Kamoko Ningbese Lenche Kwenakaino. Boni bo nale, you know, Jane Akanji Boni ebanale. One, yes, ekole ameye friendship komo, ameye nani bo komo, dani ekole ato Kelvin, noni atole. But you know, actually, once ni bajemimpe, a personal friendship, yo, no matter I don't fame Kelvin as Kelvin, your position and they care occupy your. And the question will be
at this point, yes.
Yes. So
at this point, yes. I cannot relate to what you are saying now here. But at that particular moment, I didn't relate to it in that manner. And Ekelyomo and Saniba was to affirm if the voice on the other side of the phone was actually Lele Naa Ayikaile Okai one, and also Agbene the Nibi discussions concerning the whole thing. He should listen to it and advise on it. And Nokoni is worth doing. Nilu. And also Naa Ablade, who is neither here nor there, she's Manye, was also involved. So at that particular time, again, yes, right now, as looking at the whole thing from here, anybody looking at it will not look at Tekochu from their friendship again, but also analyze it from the point of Tekochu, who he really is in the game. Against Kenny Gbese. Yes, that one also I will say yes.
Okay. All right.
That one also I will say yes. It was the Abafe any be nefe Agbena ni Abate. Wayajame ni we received a letter. Nobody in chair. I forgot money chami concerning this letter. Na I see letter mini. It was labor chami neka wake letter when a letter ku. It was eka market. They should give me that letter because in the absence, I run the entire organization. Okay, I can letter Abrahami. It was I received the letter because now to le Noyaa Ahalen Chiami. It was a Noyaa Chiami. It was Niji wo blame Gbese Manye Pasimaku ebi wakelefe ichami keha Noyaa. I received the letter. Then I realized that the letter was from the traditional council. The person is right as authorized. The writer is Ni Teku Takichu. That was what the letter read. The person is requesting the presence of Naa Ayikaile, your traditional council, and more who request the presence of Naa Ayikaile Okai together with Gbese Manye ke Eruku.
Okay.
All right. So when you back like letter in Belie energy no ni yomi. Make okay. Ke ake amentao me. As of now, I am not available. You being my PA, represent me. the letter, remember, before I jump, the letter didn't come as a sermon. It wasn't a sermon. It didn't say after we have been sermoned. That would have been clearly legal.
Right.
It stated meeting. And you are permitted to delegate for a meeting.
So
in your absence.
So this letter came after ni be actuno ni abachun kusumi and that's when this letter came. Okay. So biane ashale mamile wo manye e wo letter sure no afi no fe no everything has been done. Okay.
Okay. It was me liga jeka be olenoku ya no representing me. Court no hana mena meliake. As of now, I am not available ye mami. If it is something you would require akemaba, then I would have to look for time off my job and then come home. Okay, that also makes sense. It's a meeting. She actually gave me that permission and a note that affirms okay, I should represent here. And then we went on for that meeting. One, true and your traditional council, the main hall is a legal place, it's a court room. It is not a meeting room.
Yeah.
The inner chamber is a meeting room where delegates you're going to deliberate about issues that you go into. So you can hold meetings in the inner room, but you hold a court session in the courtroom.
That's right.
So when we walked in there, knowing what the system there was like, I was thinking, I'm not going to treat this thing as meeting done because I have been there when people have been brought there for meeting, and I ask myself, okay, these people don't know academy and is going to be used against them because when they're sitting is not a sitting room. Docket, can you be fine? You can go behind me. Well, I was being calculative in my mind.
Right.
So once we went into the place, after the meeting, we must relaxed. We were attaching me. We were secretary, Caleb, we were was part of it. Keke Agbene, these are the people that were also present here. Kusum Fimo Mifeng, Processor Mifeng, they were there. Manye Regent also was there, and a few other people also were there. Then I saw Mancheme, Talajame. Manchemeni I saw there was Atsereku was there. Ni Otublu was there. Ni Gbese was there. Touch all the thing. Kole was there. Ke Agbene Sakumo was there.
All right, Manye.
So I took
that's
a quick.
Right. Hold on 1 second. Hami before waba bote nakan jeme sanigba mi hami
Sure.
1 second. Cheme kanyeme nyawo take a minute break. Ni woku wose woba keke agbe woke manye eba channel whilst ni will take a 1 minute break. Enjoy this video from Ash Benny. Once again, this is Bogatanga.
Baligatanga, baby, oh. No. Your body, they make us select. Baligatanga, baby, oh. Hey. Baligatanga, baby, oh. No. Your body, they make us select. Baligatanga, baby, oh.
6 o'clock in the morning. She say, "Moku go jogging, honey. I am calling you. It be like saying you didn't make her go, mama, mama, mama. Do you got somebody? Shit is crazy, yeah. 247 on my mind. Girl, me, I not go visit dog. Baby, you one of a kind. You didn't make her lose my strength, oh, no, 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 no. I buy way, bro. Oh, be I buy way, bro. Bianca, my window, me pop up and say, Balika Sanga, baby, oh. Your body, they make us silly. They make us silly. Balika Sanga, baby, oh. Balika Sanga, baby, oh. Your body, they make us silly. They make us silly. Balika Sanga, baby, oh.
Right, chemeka nyeme min danye fenshi ake whatsa nyemeni whatsa waba eko manye nye ahyeje ma agbene o fa ne channel ya wo
Where ahyeje me kama boni nke ni ambiance twemi sheme ni ncha megbe amaji me ni tra twemi ni Gbese ta if it mo afi ni etamo offenders this section can be a section you want Gbese ke ejasefo ke many men yes ameta one side ni wo water parallel to them ni opposite G can be it looked like the Gbese had also been called for a meeting. So that was how the thing looked like. Well, Atsereku. New about the one video social media. From yake ato Gbese ato Gbese show no talo joke Gbese Manye. You know they were being sarcastic about the whole thing.
Right.
So before about this, I hadn't were introduced for him. My neighbor, well, Caleb, he's secretary of education, he introduced Mofiamo. And when he got to my turn, he made them aware of who I was. And whom I was representing. You feel okay at that particular moment when the introduction was made, if they didn't require Akemuku, I represent more. Because the other person is not even supposed to listen to whatever is going to go on in the room. I wasn't asked out here. I sat down and I was seated close to Caleb. I just share back up on a video in the can, and then I be a watauna bisani. First of all, ni otublongu
ofane mano manye sorry nkenche ofane mano channel now neke meet neke wolone ni ochoni eje eba onwo ni acheneke pe ne angmaye Kelvin Taki gba mi ninya ahyeje me ani Kelvin Taki ye neke meeting na mi
no
okay ofane channel.
Okay. I forgot to mention the secretary, Niji secretary. She was seated, and obviously a demeanor that day didn't look like somebody who had come to work. It looked like somebody who was being called like spontaneously.
Right.
She wasn't comfortable.
Right. All
the time, Edamashiko as MP, this pay he was also lawyer. He was there. Danny Agbene Oblanu Koklo, I'm not familiar with his name. He was from Metropolitan Assembly. He acted that day more like a secretary, something like that. He was there.
Okay.
Kenkle abi Naa Ayikaile Okai ake papa le ni tajeme Elelelo, and they pointed at Gbese, and she looked at him. Abilake, Gbese, Gbese Manye, Gbese Manye.
Okay.
It was German, Gbese, you know, body language. I'm like, no, but we go Gbese Manye. Ekele Manye, ne liake Gbese Manye. Okanja, Chiego. Ewa liake Gbese, Mancheku. You want to need Gbese, you know, that kind of meaning, that it made down. The thing changed from neke more and the na back more na where na te na banning Gbese, you know, the thing you are going to turn it back to me.
Right.
And Eliake Kusumeni Efe. Ese jino ne ke ha obla yu elu bia ne ewo Gbese Manye kunkun Eliake obla yu bia ne Gbese okay bia na mentawo Manye ngbele yo ni mo ye manse ni mokoni ye manse no to oto loke okay ni Gbese bahisani, you know, the same question you were asking me seriously came up in that room. Ewo abache wekue na babi wekue sani na mbawiake o domwe ehejo ni ikitila kasa aka mena mokona kele ateshwo no ni ewo be a question wekue tan. I was looking for that kebe ababiake obla you e dey nchele hu neba because I introduced Ake, I was representing him. Allo mi malito right. Johnny nke. Right. Koni no popo ye ni ma wi allo ko la ba oni imbola manaka menta o le dey nchehu yake no ne onoko e. Nothing like that happened. Na be na mete back and forth on more na wo ke ni wo mi mu ni go ni le he ko mi na wi opon le he ko mi wo ko mo ni ko na ti na pe na ba hu e agbena ke why excuse am if you she before na maka ke why excuse am if you the questioning from me Otugbo began becoming intimidating. There is a way you ask somebody question and you want the person to feel free and answer. But the moment you give Gbese ni eta the opposite side of work will be he's supposed to come into a meeting. The cue to question Manye then Gbese ceased to be an invited guest. He became part of the people that were seated there. Because Gbese posing questions instead of answering questions like we were answering questions. I read to the lines here, something was going wrong here. Okay, what boy would you feel about you, Koni, about you? Meanwhile, when you started asking here, it became intimidating. Manye poe, like she was not being boxed. Something is going wrong here.
So Manye at this point,
it wasn't at the beginning, though. At the beginning, she was being truthful.
They are not excusing you.
It was becoming an attack.
Right.
So
lemoni e fe phone call e agbene gele ko se yeshi anu na
egele ko se tachu mi abapo ye no keni bi no e wo agbene ya ke gbo woje ko fi o aba che wo later ni woje ko
right
ni woje ko ni wo sha na no ni bi ameye jeme Caleb will be my witness kama option project in bi ameye jeme aki mini ya no nye a check pe ke ba bi aka ba na ba hwe o kan le yin ashi ni ka a check pe na business ane o kan le abila ke abila doko because I'm here to represent or mini what What court allow over meeting. Honestly, I felt very vulnerable that very day. And they will tell you they will be truthful. Like info. I began crying outside. What is happening here? Within a span of 5 minutes, if I'm not mistaken, I'm actually inside. What take? No, you're on your camo pay jacket. Be an Manye, that's me like a game and dong. Manye is saying, they can't oblige you. Yaknone if a kusuni a few keha, Chotalo, if a man, your woman kusuni, more money. Ni Sadi Baba Nakai. And you are not penny, or calling we are on your pay jacket, kusuna, I have for me. Then you to be again. Okay, be an can care one tower, my near woman, and you will let yo, a baby, a man say, you can to Nini. Forgetting Naka, I made in Chedi. I made my Chameka Melume P. Abrochi and on a meta. Yes, Abrochi, and he's a member of them. You know, now maybe at that point, like I said, I've become very vulnerable. Even with him, like me, I felt more in that room. So before we go inside, they didn't know you make well. Abilis and the beginning feel. I think Caleb felt a bit sorry for what was happening when he came. No blind we are finding. But I will not change Gbese Manye. It will come on that's in the one be but we went inside and make what they call their judgments and their verdict. She right there, another game went on. In that there no now money fail kusum money fail kusum no that day call it that very day type money call it that day call it was sakumope it was not abon when you call it ke and get call it sakumo ke ni Gbese ake na ya fe kusum ne call it ni le afe kusum ne sa ni yo ka ke le ya ni ya kusum ni be ba afe no kunkun it was sake mo kunkun de we na kana na nyo shi no ni Gbese ke no mo kumo ni ofu na kan kusum ni no shika bona ba ha ke bona ha ma bo 10 kunu 10 million and every they go to no I'm 20 million you tell me no no it was over there. I started blowing up in my head and I knew they were not going to give me that voice in that room,
right?
So now I needed to do something else to call attention to everything going on in there.
So
honestly,
I'm Sandy. You probably get to this point. This whole thing, if Kelvin Taki was involved, Shika niate na akayaha ete ekochon eno ni akayaha. So
more than half, 30,000 chonle.
30,000, so more than half chonle eno na akayaha.
Yeah, I gave you the name of that transaction.
I have it here. So all this while, were you asking yourself, okay, where was he? Because nona fene elemi shishije kena beton ni ekwe ni angmanye leta akenyeba. So leta na angma.
Oh yeah,
okay.
That is where I'm going to. I'm going to hit on that one. Studio, as always, I have a mini office in my house where spontaneously I feel like doing something. I go there. Already needs a shame. You know more. She before any much she what a young way down so man.
Right.
But even what in be a market. Then you know your big chessing. Then you know your penny. Then you know your can the cake and the cake. It was Jimmy. You're more taking now, you more like a you know conclude to overlap what I was saying. She's lucky for me. She Onupa, he had it.
Right.
It was me a pocket. You want to not be a like a chama. I'm saying, you just hey, I just saying. And what that was when she started seeing the whole plot from that angle.
Right.
You know what I just saying. You can just say she me you will put it into who you pay. She cannot have a amania can be a thing. And you were led Yakeba a bio, enjoy not because jolly. A Noyaa Manye, a jolly New Yorker. Let him on a chandy by Islam, we can't more because she can't make a bad way, bad for she. Can he be? Even when you say she can you boa no ni beke you or to ye boa no ni beke you or to. In fact, I could see the surprise on his face. Okay, that one collagen. And that wasn't something that happened. Something that was a conversation between Chiami and Limo Manye. This is either a plot between the two of them or Chiami and Limo Alo Manye. These people, they want to play with me. But I know what to do with them. They were even offering me drink and food. Can be low upon a hold in a can me a day. I'm a him when you level. I just said okay, I was going and pull invitation. And that was when I jumped onto that famous life that everybody saw. I vented out. Somebody will think, okay, I did this thing, but it was all very, very, very well. Today, I'm telling you, it was very well calculated. You knew for a fact, okay, roaring and causing Nakai Gidi Famo was going to get the attention of somebody. And once that thing happened there, I would definitely be required or called upon. But what I wasn't too with was I didn't know I wasn't going to be given a chance to explain. Now, when I did this live,
question ko ba bi ehie nyoku chon o fine ni atole suono talo o fine ahale manye
tenu shishi
ni atole suono talo ahale da ahalo chani
ahalo chani mo foke Gbese Manye Regent pesema ko ebi yo.
Okay, so in all of these a champion una hale ngmele in all of these.
They are all involved. The video you will see here. They're all involved. I'm coming there to all of that. I'm coming.
Okay.
They're all involved. She wasn't there.
Okay.
She was right of it. He jumped onto the live. Yes, Becky. And I got a call. When I got the call was from Naa Ayikaile Okai. And again, when I was working there, me and Naa Ayikaile Okai, like a care journalist association, we were that close. They were charming, discussing what matters, what strategies. We talk. I go to his house, we sit down and talk. I sit there with him, we talk like friends. He actually can call me at any time, and I can call you at any time. They were charming. They were charming. My but we na ko jebo jemi ninka ninja ko
oba do fe gbe
ninja ko na mani ke ba ke jebo ninja ko letter no hana ma ni le ke mi jake ke mi male ke ko chugbe male eke ni ngbe ma mi mpo ni ninka ko mu ko ho ake e ma letter ko Ileleta he noko. Bi aneno to ni secretary etami ni emiefu. Ake, this is the point. Ni Gbese Manye Regent Shile Eleheku. And then he sent me an audio. I was by then using Samsung 10 Plus. In a I don't know what my husband did on the phone. She kept sending me. I can't phone and whether you delete it or not, say my phone has already gotten
backup.
Sending me audio. They send me audio and on they delete audio. So that they can send me on they delete it.
Right.
She na me I think he thought I can go to where he deletes. She had I'm wondering to secretary Gbese forge a signature. This was what gave me the boldness at Benake I was going to face them. So
secretary again Nakanwolu enangma be Kelvin Kebwake Eleeko she Gbese Jimoni for forge a signature. Like Kelvin Take signature.
Yes, this is how we design a council.
Okay.
Ken Manche Tawoni a sermon. The secretary of the traditional council, Jimoni Bangwa letter. She has been authorized by Manche to write you to write you this letter.
Yeah.
The letter is coming from the secretary to sign.
Exactly. Yes. Yes.
But on behalf of that was how the letter we received was structured. She then the lady in question leave me I call it a signature me I can letter me I can letter coach you I can authorize the money or leave in my letter. So she just gave me that very good.
That's all for me Mando channel. So the secretary at this time is saying even though letter Bell Igbe Jele Manakan letter Eleeko Kelvin who is saying Leun a authorized ko ake Agmanakan letter ni achenye keba. Okay. Okay. Ofane yano.
Ewo le enoneke gbene hami page yake na ka nuku. I know what to do. In the money mafi. Ewo Nigga, we went into our normal conversation. Then that was it. Then I was there. Me, in someone's letter, not a traditional council. I saw it on social media because we came here, I can't post letter.
So I serve you officially.
No.
Okay.
Nobody gave me letter. I didn't receive letter. I saw my letter on social media and I printed it out myself. It was me to share. This is exactly what I was looking for. I want somebody to ask me a question. I want to explain something. You okay in our channel. But I didn't calculate. Okay, there was going to be. They were actually a step ahead at that particular time. It was after the letter. That's you know called me again. You came here. This is somebody I tell you, we talk. In my mind, a lead into what he intends to do. Because Tekotu has never been somebody that tells you what he's going to do tomorrow until tomorrow happens.
Right.
8:45. They care me what a plan or what I wasn't really bothered because I've dealt with him for so long and I am adjusted to the way we do things today. It won't be a look. If a meeting, then all these things. The money came worry. He has a face to it can be a problem, Choco. But all that time still I was waiting for his lead. From the beginning, I was quiet if you're so guilty because because that was just what I was waiting for. Showing that this is not becoming funny. That was what Danny Naka knew. This thing is turning out to be something else. It will come back from the time naturally can Gbese me because I actually had didn't have all the information, but the involvement of Papa Leo in actually you can bonita only maybe I only was point because he knows something that people didn't know in that room.
Right.
I saw that no Naka no kai otashin din you call na make a break asuya. In the other I have something I wanted to show them. And that was because at the time me it deletes the voice note of the secretary. I still had it.
Right.
So I wanted to play it in the room. One, forging someone's signature is a crime. Two, he didn't summon us there, so that meeting is null and void. That was an ambush. And you cannot ambush somebody. If they really want to have a meeting or a court session, now they should raise the woman properly. Let her come with her legal representation. But again, they were a bit ahead of me. They actually simple. unless Nisempe would want to cover for them, Nisempe will tell you the truth. How I know, he'll be surprised. And Nisempe, actually, Nisempe that day, ni ake like a police headquarters, not a police aba. Police, akeba. He also came to fall into the whole thing. He wasn't even preview to the Nibi thing. He was also a one chance.
So over Mano channel. So if you are watching me, ni ole the background story of Noni ani Manye Korkoi Atsereku ke ni nati achole agbo ame aje traditional counselor ke okwe clip obana ke Manye shafio na ka traditional counselor ya fio, and a lot of you saw that spectacle anything online. This is a story behind the whole thing. So Manye Gbabo. So I know a lot of you've had your own interpretation, you've created your own stories. Ni nyelemi ojugba. This is the real story from Manye Korkoi Atsereku over the channel.
Actually, police before we go into the permit, I know what I'm doing. I'll go. I know what I'm doing. I'll go. Because part of my family has vendetta. Me, like I said, me in the machine. If you don't know my roots, you wouldn't know. But in Gbese has Pioku, and that also is on a personal level. Mommy was trying to make I'll go. You won't invite. She told me my year. Unfortunately for me, I was pregnant. Like I had found it a week ago. Okay, I was pregnant, and my husband then didn't want to get her bath floor. But at that same time, he knew my closeness with Manche. We can't need Manche is involved. He knows that I will be taken care of.
Right.
He was okay. Okay, when you're meeting, when you're she. You're not going to match on, but Nisempe was smart enough. The police knew they should lead us. Now, I want the whole world to know a police station and come up with where I was selling. It is not true. I wasn't. I attack counterback. She at that time in Kefile in DPU. You were in Kela you were before no lose Jamie much other people can stay around because that particular thing I needed. I need it. Okay, I cannot feel right, but I know what to do. Well, Jamie, in fact, I had a time of my life in police station, but I won't tell you because as I was there, I wanted to puke. I told them, play, because I'm pregnant, and they will see what they don't want to see.
Right.
It was internet information. I'm telling you the truth. I was okay. What Tajame? It was actually I go Tajame about me flags again. Crying touch and then Becca me. By then, interim husband, it was like this is what happened. In fact, while my husband was at Nuchumo, I'm not going to say what my husband does, but my husband also has a bit of his own connection.
Right.
It was a German, and he called me. They came here, she and you from national security. Like why did now she national? What is this also has to do with national security? He has been he's a very private person. He's small, small. In fact, from this thing, I was tailed so many times. I was tailed. I know people are behind me. Can it be? My husband wasn't feeling comfortable. There was time where the mask could try to scale our walls because of electricity fence in there was so many things that was happening. In my husband, first of all,
It's one no yeah, it's one about Chobi and the AJB these people over there try no you be alone in corner tree you mo je ko ni mambiano. Now I how serious this was.
As at that time, I was being called. I was being tailed. I mean, drive me a shame because of in fact, they will tell time in your 9 months, they didn't drive I am a dawn walker. I like my peace. That's the time I get my inspirations. Coming driving, I'm coming, and that's the adrenaline you can feel in the
Right.
I mean, because while I was there, let me tell you, when I was working with Atsereku, I moved to 3 different places because my husband was just trying to make sure I was safe. I started from one place, then I moved to another house, and the moment we moved again.
Right.
Nobody knew my house. Up until now, only a few people know where I live. And that place, I don't even live there anymore. That is what I do. He wasn't comfortable. Because you were trying to intimidate me with constitution called prison, and then and they were so the pressure was not even them, but and my husband now had become angered by the fact that it can be who COVID me up and down. And to be honest with you, I nearly died because basically I went into premature labor. 3 days I wasn't even having that child. My husband was already angry. Me back 1 week infanta, just 3 days after delivery, instantly back. He thought, okay, that man would have owed me a lot. It was knowing and seeing that betrayal that he was already angry. Let it go. I said, okay, let me give myself time. These people have shown me what they expect. I'm a police, I'm a fake. Let them know. Okay, I have been practicing journalism way before some of them. I knew, okay, get in part 5. There I'm a telecast me. Get in part. Okay. About me, I can ear delete in here, Jimmy.
Right.
But then, can media come they cannot tell me their idea because they wanted to make a scapegoat. And if you don't make calculative decisions. They wanted to shame me nationally. Come make a camera say they will be happy. Now, in that way, other media houses abashani and to make them feel more comfortable, they will definitely play
right.
So people can interfere. Now Atsereku can delete it from your TV. But Blema will have it.
Yeah.
Jamestown will have it. Mene will have it. It will be in the history book.
That's right.
It will hunt them. It will be there. If these people can take me through these routes, then let me also take these routes. They didn't tell me but it was my own. Idea let me take on this chance. So in Kenya, I also run an activist group.
Yes.
About this, okay, then we took it on. Not you knowing, I came to the council in Bapafai, but I went to their individual houses with money and gold to go and Bapafai.
So,
just a few of them. Oh, yes, because you needed to let them put their guard down. But when you come to the council to come, course, a councillor, when they benefit 10% down, they are going to make escape of you.
Right.
When you also have some edge over them. It won't bad thing. I wasn't neighbors. Gbese Manye, he refused to, And me, I wasn't so bothered. Like I said, me, I'm not a pretender. He has a thing for me. I have a thing for him. So I wasn't really bothered. But my mother was in a jail for honestly, I didn't want to go. Mommy care daddy, where. So what thing? You what care? What about the fight? Get Gbese. Okay. Me because all the things they were doing there, the plus when they come back, I was hearing all of them. Sorry.
No.
It won't come on me at a banyan yakeba and the banyan yashimi. Yeah. So in the valley, it won't meet the Yakelake. I mean, be a cacana, the attache at Gbese in a Nadian money payment. Macalacan Bear and Gbese Bajami. It will. I don't know if the share ever got to him, but I told him I can make it like onto me age or me. Benami. And that's all now can you me age if I didn't go there. Obafuno. That has gone. It was me who in the upper hand there over them in that recording a Germany. 5 morning wasn't because I was sorry for the things I said. I was a bit guilty for the no more because in me honey is a show
right
with in and those low were not low, but they were a fame the king, then the king. It wasn't I can get the but all the same low, it wasn't the no I'm a fee, but the low of you say there were me come true me can be make a belly. Manchester family belly. And I felt like the way the pony and the heavy moon. It was obvious they felt like a Sammy because my family true and you I really needed to render them that apology. So my apology went to those 3 people, really, but not for the thing, the substance of the issue, And I knew a time will come when I would have to ask them for accountability. And when that time came in, I didn't want them to say I can make a phone, and I have given them grace for 3 years. Because each person I went to money or in chairman check the intermanche when they came to jacket in Mano, I'm quite to true and you were tap of your money or Yaka Ekaji, but you are they are going now. They were and they themselves, they know themselves. But for the simple, I felt one, you cannot ambush a woman, Nakai. That even doesn't show the truth of a man. If you look where you will ambush them. If you trust and believe in your authority as who you are, you use that authority, but not to intimidate. Yes, in the process, I am not, like I say, I am not even excusing myself or now Kale or anybody in anything that happened. Because maybe right now, everybody may point out to Loku and we will take accountability or will take responsibility for Nakamajani BFA. But then at the end of the day, my question is that gatekeepers, me waka ameto, genena na mekwenu. They are using that same thing to entice people. It is not about even just greed. The person is greedy. But you cannot not a woman for wanting gold. Allow somebody for wanting more. Some ambitions are not bad ambitions. Because the person can lead to it. Ni ekole okenoko ties moko. Ni ofe noko. There is a way because I feel like the thing even has negativity. There is a way. I for once felt like even Boni Gbese, prior to all these things, so okay, man, you don't have any personal problem with the communication. It will come in to pull your local here. He will not try the trouble that. Oh, yeah, he got or try to back or try to live with Aleno. Oh, but you know, trying the same will look like a knock only in a local mean town. If I can for you, she need any now you will, but you mean town. Never be like a you know, feel the cake and the cake and the cake. Maybe you look like a new one, I feel humble. Uliakaton, I feel the cake. That would have even been a perfect opportunity for you to even whatever scores you have with the kind of name. Yes, so right. You okay, you don't need to know, okay, yes, sir. You can't change a Kahu Tower, no Tower Jimmy, no Jimmy, no true Dale. No true Hiwale is not intimidation. And Hiwale is not vetoing things and putting things away like it doesn't matter. Because the man about Tashina Bayanke, Kashikate Mancheshia, a badon, Nimo Heshikani. It doesn't look good. Honor. Like we said in the documentary again, this whole thing is not necessarily for Naa Ayikaile Manye.
Yeah.
Okay. Awole Manye Aklana by force. No, not at all. Mine is that there are many clueless people in the system. After her will come them, and after them will come another day. In these things, there are people I could have mentioned plenty.
Right.
They have not given me that authority to expose certain things. I chose to use the one I was very close to, I was involved in. With or without her permission, I will do what I need to do because I was involved. Me, myself, I felt wrong.
Nah.
I didn't expect even need the coach report can be back on a kind of I need some level of closure to Nakaini. I mean, I might appear to look strong, but at that point, I was beating him because I was pregnant. And after police station, every time when I had busy things to do, I had to go to police station. All those things was mentally draining me. But I just needed to keep a front. And then I was reflecting on all the things I have done for this man. He didn't take into account. He threw me off with a call, telling me he knew what to do. And knowing he was involved in. I thought he knew what he was going to do. I also need an explanation for it. If I didn't know if something had gone on behind my back, then nobody is telling me. I think this is the time that somebody needs to tell me something. I cannot be played and will not allow myself to be played. I have always been in me. I'll tell you. You're not calling here because I always want to be a voice for people. But I've always been a silent voice. There are many things, articles, if the people, the names on it will tell you, oh, Jamie, my leg, my shaking because I don't want anything. I don't chase after fame. I don't chase after clout.
Right.
I do things when I feel like, so I can decide to, I don't have interest. When I dormant and come back when I feel like it again. And I wasn't looking for anything from Tekochu, but that friendship, I thought, we had a gentleman's agreement and word should be bond. If somebody
he screwed you up. And just like anybody, will come in contact with him.
If I wanted to screw him up at that particular time, I could have. But me, in my anger, when I do things and I come back, I begin to sit down and rejudge myself. And well, this time I told myself I wasn't going to do anything in the tornado mood. I was going to stay hibernated for a while, look and wait. Because at this point, I feel like the whole people in that room, they actually betrayed the essence of what they were. I am not justifying anything that has gone on. What I am looking at now is not no, that is not just what the Anukwale here I am looking for is she deserves a fair trial. One. Secondly, you cannot entice somebody. That is fraud.
Yeah.
That is fraud.
Yeah.
She was defeated because from everything that went on, it was system. Come on. They went on to tell now when I met this woman, she had been based once to a point. I had to now start a factory research to I can't like it. I don't see any. That was when she was even doing Noyaa. I don't see any. So I can make sure I can manche niji gan manche enofiano ye begano to pay to ihisamu ihimeke. Do you know how much money that one spends including Ohinima can be for Tekochu just because I can like it? I don't see any. That is fraud and it's a lie. You took advantage of somebody you knew nothing. I am asking, these people begin to be accountable for the keys they have been given as gatekeepers. You cannot take advantage of people because if we don't stop them, they will continue to do it.
Yeah.
Maybe say, and this is a caution and advice from many Yoruba say. We know a lot of you have been away for a very long time. You have not been in contact with Shia for so long. And when you begin to see Manchayeli, Manyeli, Kenibi, if you're on your phone, you wish I can Nekebi, you move a if you're on your phone.
Right.
Yes, you are near Lumoyeli, Shiam, but you have the days.
Yeah.
So the soil is not really aligned with you. Before still, they don't know nothing. They are still clueless.
Yeah.
This generation, we have been given and we have decided to be vested in the culture. We want to know. Maybe we will live for our children will be different. Yeah. There will be another generation that will even know more than we do now. She was all they told us is they don't give you the consequences.
Yeah.
They did so much. Some of them even didn't tell us. They didn't give us the education we needed, and they didn't prepare what for what we are seeing today. I prepare for what we are seeing today. When the job today will be lighter because those people wouldn't be taken advantage of.
That's true.
The moment it's not even aligned with the spirit of the children.
Yeah.
But they are not known by the house.
Yeah.
But that thing is not receptive to the folk because the Shia itself, Shia no na we kushia bagwe I do not konakema. No be Shia Shia me. No one can Shia me. No be called Buaka Bomi Puaka ya. Calling Nakaimi just like the way ni Ashakita Ake Okenaka Wokue Afupami Danoya. I can be a will lack about the boni na can be a naked bay who can be a Miahuna Mekeda, a Kekameda. Excuse me to say, they are not useful again to the house because there will be what is key for that house.
Right. It
is not healthy. Because look, in the case we are talking about, if there was unity, if there was meaning, all this thing, a child, I'm using the word a child because because I'm family. But if maybe could be a child would not be taking advantage of.
That's true.
Of Nakai. No way.
That's true.
She would have known how to go home.
Yeah.
She would have known how to feel home. Let him walk all roads leads back home. They should take us home.
That's right.
And they should educate us.
Text mommy hi ni matrabo. I'm sure some of you have questions. Alone your contributions in your basumo ni fee manye line or where for another hour or so. Danny, but what spend if because she has somewhere to go. So if I neke obasumo ni obi lesani obasumo no call contribution about text mommy hi okay inkabu ewokmano. So Manye, as it stands now, Naa Ayikaile Okai, what is her status?
When I saw this documentary, honestly, I didn't even tell her about it. I'm looking for justice. And I'm looking for accountability. From the beginning of me, and she herself told me, but knowing what I have said now, and she feels like they have not been fair to her. Because she was even better off as a philanthropist. She feels like she also wants to be heard. Kedu no kopo na efi na tuma mo yin na ake bi
because as it stands now shwanotalo concluye Danny lewu afe no na afe hale so amabi wasani so ekusumi eni ake afe na ake for me
ato Manye Danny need to say after na me fe na kan amemi die na ka afo mi afe mi ni na ma fe na kan press conference na ma fe o ba wo mo ko bi no ka kusum ofo wo ofo to no shale no gbrale no he 30,000 ko kan fe deba no to sen kan je Gbese kan ya slaha you o gbe na no ofe table white ni e fi ko janye table say no kakashi is no longer
so far na ma bibo ni koni wana jam dan nke other one acha no the decision from the traditional council was that afe kusumi ni akefo benoni afe halemli. Was that done?
No,
that was not done. So beke afe kono currently she's still Gbese Manye Regent, right?
Of course.
Nakancho ni there is another regent konklo ni ato, right? You are aware of that, right?
That is not in Gbese against after now me pay. No, that's the report I'm calling because no me no something went on behind the scene. The thing was not able to be done because money for Kusum. I think Lemu is used to it. Ketiake. Kusum. You are not came with Wakem Yana Kusum. Kakem or Atan Quasan Akeleni. I really ni be a big and really feel like a few Kusum. Money Kelle if you Kusum. The thing was not done. It was left handed. Well, I mean, they know the repercussion of Nibi Kumewo. It was left handed. After Gbese, I don't know if it's a unity party. She like a Manye Regent. Because other regent the Manye, the same Manye, nile no ewie money ke elehebu, but in the audio ba no nile ewie money reche ya femi ni bi. She has again fatahina to the other.
Oh, so the other regent una to Manye nile a phone call, ni a phone call, ni started all of this. Regent ene una to she was part of it. But no me again misunderstanding any your like ni Gbese te amecha.
I will so believe.
My goodness.
And I say the Kudupa was part of that one too. MBFN was part. And Kakana Refi, in she popo yami, they know the meeting what they she money in she me. I'm a word, not making him in she me jacket. Me Gbese nye ben Gbese nye ka market. I bet you know my mafia my machine and look.
Oh,
I'm Tam Kukata Shwaro. Nama make a mamin there, it is well better. You will let me it that and many of the Mekamian. I'm a very well, I held on to their. I'm somebody that believe it. When you give me your word, I hold it until you break it. You are not making. I was hopeful, like, okay, they are going to find their corporate in there. Koni Baka worker Felibi Neni Nofano say Africa Kenny. And I left them, and I didn't hear of them and of anything again until I watched on TV.
So for those of you who do not know, Manye a choice. So about very soon. About to Manye conclude. Because from what I understand, Manye, correct me on this. Ke Atobo Regent, it does not give you an automatic ascension to the throne.
No, but my intelligence I have gathered is Gbese intends actually to Manye, and Gbese does not have that authority nor power actually to Manye because the name.
That's right. That's right. Noele anukwali. Anyways, Jasi Jeme. She and Onishwe. I'm lencha me ba select ame money ame ba fee. Eka atuno na ba atu. Eka agbenebo manche agaleba na bo. But bo nyo make his selection. She and Onishwe. I'm ame ba starting selection and everything.
Talking about she and Onishwe. During the process, le Manye Dunchi kewake, and this was something. He was also reaffirmed by two other people. It was actually supposed to be Akuteko was sakini manye ama machine. She couldn't find a war akema monego ni no ben e couldn't akema le.
Okay, ni le machine je. Na no ba machine je.
The second ruling house
okay, mimba. Mimba. Okay, so basically 3 major ruling houses, 4 supporting houses. So Penshaku we ke Gbese Shia wulu ke Okanja Gbeken we ke Nite Tankama we ke na only Nite Tankama we. Okay. Okay. All right. Got you. Anyways, there you have it. Nyani squad nyete na mo efe ready. In like when you me if it busy few, let me add I think now, like I said, if you have a question you about no be bole keba I am sure I get a low contribution ko ni obasumo ni ofi nyani okay when you me komi e back man I think I get let if it ready. So coffee ready of an animal again kebo ebu this is very very and I like the fact that you ended up with daddy any what shishi yeah okay look, and this is something I've been saying here for a while. Okay, we need to get our kids involved in wakusumi ke boni woyo ate sukupi abashia isani is afo because nakano ejaje woni efite woni isani no achake we need to like you said waka wabi ayashia ni watchon ame ene ameje ni watchon ame kusumi ni watchon ame noni fio ame because kajije na gale it's sad this nekene bi ne no ba ya kwamoni bodi enche oje lumoyelishia ni oliake enoje oje lumoyelishia in the first place. You didn't even know. Ola. So esani wakwe okay okaleche ba no okaleche coffee ready and one way mo
Oni deke mimba mo fe do manye ye me fe ni yo pa no mimba mo fe mo do manye
right
mi deke eke Kevin mesani no na ona gani e ya ken wi ye ke ngi ba ye ni ma yi e ba hin jile mi wo yo e koklu jile mi da no fe ba fi agba fi bo
right
ne ke pa di ne ko meto anale manche i patagan hin kenya e fi awon ife lolo e ta no da ela ni bi ile ife potopoto ne yo ya ke gbe na lo e ife lolo e gbe nada
yeah
me no ko chile ni Gbese then ni ba na ke ina ye bu ye aba wo ban che je ina fe no ko ya ba fe ye je ona ke woni mi yo ye no ko e ke bomo da ni mi ko ke use elimination by rough tactics ke ba fe no ko na ke bu ke e ba se 2 hours na ba fe na ni ba ke bu na ka gbo adisa na encho ko ni encho wa na ke fi ni so like the moment we na say 2 days ko pe wa plan o hale what fe ready o hale
right
le ke ni fe mi ke bu man se fe le ke ni fe he doesn't regard anybody yes encho mi ko no bi ane when you really by no bi ane me do way forward there and one way forward there the me say me ana te shawa ma ke gbe me je gbe me o ke di lo je gbe me papa o ke di lo
I just need me to understand okay I'm a affiliate ni mo jino ni feel I'm a who unique I'm in Yanira ni no ni feel I'm a unique. It has become the cheapest commodity on the market. Everybody can buy it so far as you have the money to pay for it.
yeah
ina yo lumo liali bi ane amena lumo yeli ake no ko wulu ni ye I mean, let you know, no is like a popular no anybody. But
yes. There are people today I see. Me, if the colloquial English, they are on top. I mean, feel like they are invoked. With those people there, at the time that me now I knew they were on the drawing table there. If they knew, they would know what they are just passing through. I'm a time will expire.
Oh boy.
There are people even in the media space, blogging being me. As at the time that I knew they were being pwned, they are going to be pwned. It is not today because some of them they asked me. I told each and everybody Mofiamo a capability and what I envision is capable of. These are people the view. And what they are doing, they are having a time of their life, but I know they have expiration. It was me. I'm not going to me pony. I laugh at them from the corner of my eyes.
I'm a bad.
It's because they have been told that I actually saying we say can market say hey and they are doing none of the I don't want to mention people's names because people have not given me permission to mention names. And of course, this I am doing, it is not an attack. I have not yet won a garment of attack. Right now, it is just me opening people's eyes. Okay, Ghana, you have become the cheapest tribe. The Ghana. Me, Mafia mo but you know our whole poto. You know we now because I can fail fraud. Okay, on the fraud. It is unfortunate. Let the dead rest in peace. But what danger was now, there was a time she had approached Manye. I can who the party she not in a Noyaa. Make a Manye, let no they introduce Manye who can hack Atsereku to read. The ni gonti gonte are you gonte he na me first Atsereku to coming. If you are smart, you will know whom I am talking about. The same woman cry after now say Noyaa had approached this Nina forget ni Gbese po eta one wole manye ye ejeme yes I know you're damn me owner. Sometimes I just tell myself I cannot even when I kept telling myself okay now 4 years calm more down naturally because catch you a bani be my we be na ka gbo na ko le ma kan shogun abaka nya kan be a denche. The things that they do they have done, I know. Me, because of the things that some people thought I know. You know how many times they told me I can be one cameraman and suddenly mama swear for the stool.
Oh, no, let swear more than my favorite word.
Me, I am not in that. In a abroad. Kevin Male potential abroad, Belemi was aware of this thing. Come back and me. The American Nami kept follow because me had me ninja, one yensia, one denture, Jimmy. It was me swear saying because me denture saying your Jimmy. It was
no money. Yanu quale, anu quale the fan. I can't get that. Yanu quale the fan.
The language the person used for me was the way no I'm close maybe in Saka ni was ani woba kakita and bomono do you go come you can say kita denche you are nowhere close to when it comes to even Gamashiko you are telling me this thing info Canada refusing kamefani eba no way ni la cry even after that moment Me actually, I'm not trying to get baby and I knew I can this people trying to ambush me. Info that. But when the crowd was a letter that was sent to me, as apology. They were giving me what I should say.
I mean, I will apology letter.
Look at that. Look at that.
I know what Uncle Sam Abano ni ebi a question kuni answer. So hold on. Uncle Sam, over the mean trouble. Obanale as a group call. So over the answer more because mean town exchange go between book Manye. Here we go. Uncle Sam, over the Oja Ekmano ke Manye na Korkoi Atsereku. Over the anyone way.
Oh, you are
Here we go. Uncle Sam.
Yes.
Over no TV about Uncle Sam.
Oh, yes, over there. Just a second. Manye, me habo Manye. Mabo Manye. Okay. Me na me ala ole me ojogba. I can't come just sing hello. Engine sing aburo. Ole me ojogba hello.
Will be a fire man. Okay. She asked me, do I might catch on to something?
Okay. In couple just sing kaje chacha what TV?
Oh,
yeah. And like I'm there, he wore over the same name you see out there, the same name you saw again.
Samuel.
Samuel, I'm not telling you that Samuel, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
Me no. Okay, that is. You wanna mention one of our community work in a program there. Near about very, very interesting. Like Tomabani Ayikaile Okai unque unque tacciolete program of Danny documentary no fear and Danny Minchon when interview alone. It's very, very, very interesting. Check my first question. Okay, Jason Benunka and I can documentary. Ya biake no biana no mini eba ne ofena ka documentary ne si efe make no si akesni sin be nani he wono ofe documentary agi akesni sin osamanye installation na I install le gana at town track it is null and void ke mention ebemi no question ke na kan gisane the question in my be Jackson. Manage leading figures need the machine, not get installed. Ke who na installed okay, Akashkaya ha telco chulum. Mini hewo ne ayahanaka telco chulunaka shika. Mini part like it play no it's an ayahala shika. Unfair as one question. Second question, second question, might be a Jackson. Gbese Manye, Noyaa Manye, ke Ajiagba alone. Feni Akato na wo Osamanya, Awola Ajiagba Manyajo, Awola Noyaa Manyajo, Awola Manyajo. Naka titles ekene mini role I'm a player again. Name. Title do they rotate from house to house? That is my second question. And third question, the traditional council, Gbese Manye, Gbese Manye. I met a number of work Gbese Manye, alo about Gbese Manye, alo about Gbese Manye, Noyaa Manye. Nama wo le nane wa ne membia e aka ye Gbese Sunday ne chacho le ka Gbese ewo chacho le Manye allo Gbese ewo Noyaa Manye and traditional councillor ya hegbe na me ba question Gbese Manye aka tin Gbese Manye no wa lo Gbese Noyaa Manye no owo ne it is null and void. Finally who let me not say that about me. I can see anything. there was a false signature. No, Mentor Mabinake, because of that false signature, are you going to take this case further? Yeah, that's money you take it further. No questions name for.
All right, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Uncle Sam. Don't find no drop off. Ni obu answer said to ye OTV and yagbe no. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
thanks a lot.
Bye. All right, Manye. So, if I'm like question, so funny in the order of which yeah, no.
Okay, then Uncle Sam, Oiradon, Lele, Okamidishikaje, what TV tone. Yeah, Obi can clock all bas monole figures in the machine installation. And like I mentioned earlier on, in Yake, your process, we couldn't Manye, Niji, Naa Ayikaile Okai, Manye, Gbese Manye Regent, they were there. In fact, Shia secretary was part of it. Le Manye Denche was part of it. Manye, Niji, the then at the Agbanao Manye. Lelenche, who a paternal uncle, was part of it. Agbanelo, who Naa Abladi, was part of it. We also got Atsereku to. He wasn't part of the process, but he was privy to it because right from the time he discussion, he was also involved with it neck deep. That is party particulars before. We know it was also very much in part of it. The picture I sent you could see her clearly in the photograph as well. Yeah. Yes, those were all part of it. The Kole was the one that Damoshini. We know that there are two Kole, but the Kole Numo kind was part Jimoni, Damoshini, Wokefe, Kusue. What you need fata here, our Okesike, Mami, our Okese, Monique Tigaliba, Osu, Le no Jimoni, Kinka, Ne Enaekus, Kinka Yamin, for be a bit biane legimone yo na kind okasi legimon ike mami jiwen what you need the momini so these people were the players that were part of it, but the process of course involved a lot of people. Like I said, Chiami Alimu was part of the process and was part of the Kusum Fimo Denche that very day. Chiami Alimu he was Chiami during Ukanja Biamli. He was also part of it. The whole process here. Okay, you also wanted to understand, okay, Kabawo Noyaa, Namo War. Like I have always said, Noyaa is a recognition. Noyaa is not saying me I have a vet in Shia. It doesn't rotate from Shia to Shia. Anybody can be given that role. So far as you are doing some development in, but you are recognized for something you are doing that is supporting the community, impact on community. And you are tagged with bringing development and enhancing people's essentially making things comfortable for me. Well, projects, invest is what you are tagged with because don't need Ashante you are tagged for that. It will come back where presidents who are Noyaa Parliament. It is something that anybody can be given. It doesn't rotate, no. And Manche feel like a more can help. As Manche does not act in himself in any capacity. The authority of any Manche rests on the shoulders of a Jase Foye. The Jase has the power. That is why the Jase can veto Manche. Jase Banye Pa Manche. Jase can, but Manche cannot do anything without a consultation with a Jase. They have to be in alignment. There are certain special circumstances in Manche Banye you will not declare no, but essentially those things can also be taken on by Jasi Oye. You okay Ota Opie no Kupudeche. Of course, it is in consultation with the Jasi, but Jasi Kebufe Niekemo HR process me be ake mo eto nakande. Again, you were talking about traditional council, the authority. The traditional council is a courthouse. It is a judicial arm. Is tagged to sit on cases and it has to do with culture and tradition, chieftaincy issues, because the constitution itself does not breathe so much into chieftaincy. Like a chieftaincy, remember, existed before constitution. Ni wacheme lekusumi himibi the constitution itself and the judges are medente. It was a Japona kaya court on they rely more on maybe any
I know why.
Be an no na make me again. If you make no, you get she GF I know she be an no na make me again no sound there. Yeah. All right. So
we're not getting the picture. No, is that what I do know is Lenny.
Dabi money sane no you le can no.
Ah, okay.
Yes. So Manye ofane cha no ni wokwake anwo agbene. Class captain. Agbene if clear. Good. Ofana if clear ofane ya no.
Okay, well, but I don't know where I'm in Keyemoshi. Like I was saying, Gamanye is the only person that is a female that has a seat amongst the men in the council. But by virtue of the fact that Gbese Manye also plays the dual role in the absence of Gamanye, she somewhat also has a representation in the council because in the absence of Manye, Gamanye is not the Gbese Manye. Is the second hierarchy. Yes, it involves something that involved Lehu, she's somewhat member of the council. But they do not have any rights or power whatsoever to install Noyaa. Like I said, Noyaa is honorary. They can do that. You spoke about the forgery. Yes, the forgery until Tekochu slipped and gave me that audio thinking I didn't have it. It wasn't something that anybody was supposed to know. I gave room, like I said, and as to whether she wants to go to court or not, it will solely rest on her shoulders because technically the letter wasn't addressed to me.
Right.
If it was addressed to me, then I can make my own decision and say, okay, yes, I want to deal with this matter. But I guess in these years that have gone by, Telkochu does not know, okay, I still have it because even after the I mentioned that I guess he felt he knew allo audio but instead of again attacking me directly and asking me about it, knowing no dey in that particular meeting, manye no dey audio manye crowd was that was how come I got it. As whether a town court or not, that solely rests on her shoulders. That would be her decision to make. That is not mine. But yes, it was fraud. And I think that was the last question, Nona. Because that's the last one I remember.
Yeah, I think I gotta know. Okay, right. So anyway, another person abanoni if makele imbe na my be so ma try this phone no. Over the bonko basmo no bi sane ke text mommy hi ke intro ke obi manye sane ke ejebo. Hello ma over the to your turn.
Over ne the go fine bon.
You what do mo fine no jai pan.
Oh, fine no you are don. O fine mi nga mo femo pano. Ne o you are don ke program no fio. Mi bo program we ni mi na ke she like ni pipi ya no ye gani esana kwe ojogba because if it mommy na ke manche me ke manye me a wele keke.
Right.
Abi akwe akeshimene mi ni lineage meje ko akwe if follow Ashanti ma ni be a lot na like ekula Ashanti ni monoko ni important ten follow wana ke ko be kome ake manche me kome alo manche manye me kome ba otunfo hin ake mene eje wono mishi awole me sana akpale ni no ko notice otunfo ayu ke na abu follow ekewolo ba na akọ family lineage menene ke menene bike shiga wo be na kainoko
right
e wa ha ni po wole wo history ke wo lineage pa ke shi o mene ne ke na bi ne mene na bi ne e wa wo keke moko ni tuma ingbenyu moko ni je fante ameba hinga amebu enga ma gbe wo no keka wo se bi kokuro na bi ko eteshi akeshi maye manche ni no ni ji wo problem eni ya no ji ke o je gala mi e fi o gba me ame be twi kan gba me no ju no na ka o wo sponge fen
yeah
cause no je shi ami ni la mi no jojo gba o na feelings ha o mi lo onoko ni ko anoko ha shi ko je family mi ni je la mi konkron mi o je ni bi e fi obasa cause o la kan je winiba nje Ashanti nje Liberia ngba Toga awo mi manche ewo ko na ni bi o ke ba ya winiba bi aja lo Liberia bi aje mo fe mo keke nje manye ke manche gan no na yu oni ale ni ni epojo gba ke o ikole je Jamestown mi eje Gbese Manye ake ba ni bi ija eja ni bi mini gbomo ni ja fi oye manye wo mo mi despite it esmeke eja ni bi ke nye gano e won no to ake be asana wo le ke male ake nje ne ke shi ami like maybe come ya no ne sani akọwolo ke pen ke meshi ni ka afobie anma ke mene me ameje ne kemi mene ma meje ne kemi mene me ba anye ye manche mene me ba anye ye manye ni bi what pese ye ni bi pi mi nko kwe
that's right
yeah what pese ye ni bi pi mi esana akwe ne keni bi na akọwolo ke meshi wosumo ni kasemo ye kan wosumo no fe no yai
right
akọwolo ke pen ayewolo na ka ke ne ke family history ne imami je neke papa neke je neke na afọ neke mene na bi ne mene me je se bi ashiami me no confusion ke neke ni bi fe ni ya no ka ya wo moko ale na eje ba wole e ba eja ni eni e fe philanthropy work e we sana wole manyi
right
be na ba akọ ekole je enemy camp kokura na wole ne ba cause confusion nike money awole ne esa na awole ni Gbese akwe na ajiele yo no na wo right family mem moko ni je shiam
right
ne tuni ojogba Gbese bi akakwe shika ke ni bi e won fe shika sane ni le akeshi manye ke ni bi wo mo we sani gbo ma fe bribe ke ni bi komeni ake say ni ne. No brani o fa no irado. Impact mo research.
Irado. All right. Manye.
Okay.
Sani education ni so boli kaboti.
Mama ni we anukwale pepepe. The person in question no maso ni maba mi feel.
Right.
Be me ni nje shishi nche e papa gbenke wa ka tro papa ni te ko ukan e papa akote ko bosaki we jemeneje. E mami le hunga ni ko ni atwale ba mo.
Mimba ke ameni mele akote ko bosaki we if it ashia na yolumo ye Gbese mi. So if it ayeko the three major houses it's one of them so far no.
Ni mami le hu eja danse ofo ola ka danse le hu ehia yeli yejeme eje they are not just only ni atwe mami ba no wa ba no ganyo kun denche jibe iwo je ekole enu ya fe because the circulation of ayigbenyoni it became so much ga akeje ganoni ayigbenyoni and the person that said ayigbenyoni was the same person ni me ake eje enomi at that time ni le efe due diligence. Why? Just because mami mini intashie ganyoji mi papa mami jepo im papa jega chimo imami mami ni fole ayigbenyo kun ni ayigbenyo denje je fun mami ke papa fe ayigbeme. That does not make me ayigbenyo. Although that does not make imami ayigbenyo because imami papa ni fole eje apiawe.
That's right.
Yeah, we are
building.
We are not just the baby.
That's right.
The fact that does not make me ayigbenyo. It makes me ganu because it what your chest say, what you say.
That's right.
Money we are talking about because Jani ke ayigbenyo. It has been something that has been on the lips of so many people. But when Naa Ayikaile, it wasn't Yeni, but she was actually paying medical bills. Bekenu ko ye Gbese ni tafache fe tomu hela ingbe na fi o ni ye Gbese. Manye is the person that takes care of that child care. She was doing things maybe they felt was nice. You understand? And that is not the only thing she was doing. She, like I said, I am not so much bothered. I agree with her when she says, I'm a quay. The Esa, the Mafoni. That is what I am not so bothered about that. My bother about this whole thing is that it is becoming something that is rampant, and they are enticing people and making people feel like without Naa Ayikaile, they cannot continue to serve God in whatever capacity they are in. Then when people appear as philanthropists, leave them for what they are. Let them do the things they are doing and appreciate them. You can do that, and that will show now. Sometimes you think by the time you realize because I believe we can basically pay and feel like the way you and mommy
not to hold brief for Gbese, but because Oleake tole Noyaa Manye was so that thorough vetting because Jason Kunoye ni yata at the time.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
that is why I don't fault him for like but I fault him for the process and I fault him for the life that came about with it.
Right.
And after that, the kind of education was the reason why I feed upon it because Naa Ayikaile ni I don't see many feel the can let me just call what it is. What's me? I don't even like you refer to me my little. Now Korkoi do bate ni le webo. Now Korkoi do bate.
Over the mean by the meaning Naa Korkoi do bate ka check be ni le Money and Rayado Kevin Taki te geni efile affiliate ni bi that same manye lesani ayo benyele so na kokwe dugbate that same manye ni and Rayado Kevin Taki tengo ni ayawo ayiwa kashinon ke ni bi ke affiliate ni bi yemi ni abafin Kevin Taki ni bi that same woman le no esani ayo le introduce wo mamine Kehani Gbese over the channel.
Yeah.
Kwabenya Manye, right? Kwabenya Manye.
Yes. If for me, it can Gbese start having problem. They can forget Gbese back to the money. Kwabenya Nigla, you to money. To the money. You can't pay that. But on at that particular time, the sensitized in a way. If as I mean, I don't think I feel responsible for me being a Kenyan. Well, that was why it was easy for Telco to also to feed on the same thing.
Right.
Honor. The reason why I fault her for being gullible. I fault her for being a bit foolish from the beginning, but I don't fault her because she didn't know much and she didn't know nothing. She knew what she knew in the wrong people right from the get-go. It was right from the get-go and she's already corrupted. It was easy for the feeding, the vultures to feed. It was easy. I like to put examples to things that I know in my way all the time. So easy. By word of mouth, it was easy. The thing becomes a chin, and until you meet the right person that can actually tell you what you really need to know, sometimes it comes too late, and sometimes it comes with bitter results. What would be the place you would want to be? And like I said in the documentary, they always say the same thing. In fact, interview, he had even mentioned interview that's Oblanu Lakote Adwa she was referring to. It's Manye and you picture the Okai Janmene London.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Many in London.
Right.
They have always. It's not as if she also didn't know. Let's say I will not excuse that fact for her. No, she knew. Like me now, Korkoi, ni liake inshia ayo manye again, inshia ayo lumo again. Ni ekole I've gotten involved with gang. Me I feel like now more. If I want to also assume that I'm saying it will be easy for anybody to also want to feed on me. That is also there. So I am not totally excusing her also in the whole process anymore because in the war it was easy for her to flow along with it. It was the first mistake became the base. Climbing on top of it and who have to be. See, my problem is that if we are going to sit aloof, ni me ni taflache ameke actually ni ake blame makma ehwa de na meke blame makma no na cha ken na ba cha kpa no be amecha shimu amensha ameke na wo shishi because if at the end of the day Ashanti your gold Ashanti inakoni mukwete Ashanti na ka gold in fukwe because that is the sacred thing, that is the precious meaning. Any time at all we are hungry, we will put a flick disgusting and who need it to the point now fellow many sake taflache and me poke here me no matter say na me they themselves are giving up the children at the name. Then what else do we have? That is the essence of this documentary is not entirely to hammer on that Ayikaile.
Yeah.
Why I use Naa Ayikaile as the case study, because that was what I was directly involved with and linked with. But the essence of this story itself is to ask them to end this scheme. Because it is becoming the first thing. In my story of writing, people have told me they weren't really catching on. Because people know me to be that raw thunder, but I have a very playful person if you know me.
Right.
And even in the midst of the hurricane, I like to tease, I like to make things in a way you didn't even expect. Right. And I tell my story in a subtle way. Okay, you don't know who in documentaries, you will see that's how I write. That's my style of writing. I tease you, I don't give you everything. I want you to actually, because my desire is to make Game learn.
That's right.
My desire is to make Game want to know. Like when you mean someone who someone who Bali. I don't falter so much because I don't know who papa is looking like me for if any papa can I like our who caught a share bad baby. She and me knew your day. Yes, amende mene amende. Could you look? There was a time. Them the name of me interview na ewulomo interview. I have met him from Adam. In fact, but then your panel member was even the link between me and Kelly. How many I was able to meet him.
Right.
Do you know when I was going to go where I was here be one can be like because in fact Abola Pia me. So can be like in Kela me ya fe interview me chole check back on Kela ke jeno. You want to get hey is when you get wire. It can be fair here. Can you believe that when I got to that house, I am actually a member of that family I didn't know. Because we don't know. If you look at my surname, you would think, okay, I am an alien because in my Mensa. Mensa didn't channel I think Mensa. It's a Mensa. To keep his name, last name may be born be a bear. And then now we have the Mensa. But best on you throw papa papa a mamija bola. In me at the Ianti shown behind the Abola, Nia, the chapter came at your boy who couldn't walk in be. Go by show be harm, you know, actually harm and go by lawyer tree.
That's right.
You understand?
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know.
That's
and
right.
it makes us make many mistakes. Sometimes we are unable to deal with, but we have done them already.
Yeah.
That is why I continue to hammer on that point. We don't know.
That's right.
I choose to excuse her with the fact that she didn't know.
Yeah.
She wasn't too much away. And the corruption started before I met her.
Yeah. So you are Anukwali. I mean, I'm a personal. I can attest exactly to what you said. Until I started this program, in the links here, Gamashi Ojugba. Until I started, Ken womo kusani meno chekweni. Kwamona onye kweni. Kwe mene oni. So you are Anukwali. Mawa. Ofane bote momi agbene.
Hello, me ba mo fun amode omanye nanu ba job ne jo o he fatalo ho in kaseni bi pie plamaneno kaseni bi pie ne ke plamaneno in your question ko ke ha na na ofa ne wa na ke shin follow up ne agbene ho e ba program neno in na ke Ole kusumi wa denje. In question in my BG, yes, me. What was your basis for supporting Nite Kuchu? Because from what I know, no na sane fe ni ba cho manche efiko. No mini broad basis for supporting Nite Kuchu. We deviate a little bit from the subject.
I was about to say, I can when you understand, but let us call what it is. What it is. Lele, Nyachuni ha Terkochu. And up till now, he has not even forgiven me for my stance on certain things. He still believes I am the driving force behind the popularity that is ongoing today. Okay. When the idea from the beginning was not Akenya Chuni Maha Tekuchu, honestly. But at that particular time, I was ghostwriting for a very long time. When I began my career, I worked in the Nine, but I wasn't the face that you would see all the time. I was ghostwriting articles, ghostwriting, doing documentaries, ghostwriting in weekend. But I naturally Gadangbe voice. Gadangbe voice, it didn't begin as a support for Tekuchu, which means we were a member. I was actually the secretary for the Gadangbe voice. She was general secretary in Kelebashan, and he knew my background in journalism. It was a chamibeko de Kemiako, FA station, and Yashan, Gamas, skits, BBB, Neko. She ayawo gamanche. I have always known what I know, yeah, gahi. Like I said, for me, it was gami, Jimmy. And I was surrounded by Lume. Nidanso. I always tell Niake, Nidanso, they are my aunties and my uncles. Ake inna, to Nidanso. It was Nidanso, a share dance ma, a palace, a change for me. Nina, who by Chiami. I have always been surrounded by these things. But then, I have never gotten involved in that time with gang. Maybe when I started Gadangbe voice, that was when my interest actually came out. It was Ninke Franklin. I know that's how Nichole. I will use the same name. Royal priesthood. Ninke Lebate. Legend on the make me gamanche. It was bas money when ma wakoni ashana kind majani be. Honestly, the reason why I accepted was that he made me an offer. The offer was I was going to be a partaker, a company, a really multimedia day. And I was actually bored at home looking for a way to go back into journalism because I'm here, I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But you won't stop on film with you. I had to convince him, I can be, like I said, in second born, it told me in time for body, allow me. I said, I can be royal priesthood because London in Ghana, Mawani, Asha, Nibie. She, as we went along, I was seeing things. Honestly, I knew these were big beliefs. But the story, I asked around, I was told, Gamanche, AJ, Hiami, because by then getting involved, there were meeting there was somebody called Nia Damalache. I started asking Wadamalache, Yami, Nabagami of then Agbene the Tekochu Leje Hiami. I know ke anamuku Hiami, and then Yami Bami. It made me take a stand instantly. You are Yabi ba pele nuku he. Ni Agbene at the same time, and me also having the same idea. I know on the because it made me take some stand. I need to. I mean, so it wasn't anything. I didn't begin off taking this much as I got along with them. And also, let us say, I would also say I can maybe a little bit of selfish. It wasn't because I was interested in about me manjado, about no. I've never had that kind of interest in that kind of, but I wanted to test myself because I did PR and communication. Apart from ghost writing that people didn't even know, okay, this is the person writing this thing. Say, I felt like it was time for me to actually show my face. And at the same time, test myself to see how well I can do with my PR. In as much as I was working for Franklin at that particular time, I was also looking at him as a project that I wanted to see how far I can market it. And he and I had also had a discussion. We were talking about he being a product. He's a product, we've had Nakai because he's also a very good communicator. I must give that one to him. He will walk back, it was like a challenge for me. I wanted him to also know like the product that he was talking about. I can actually sell it if I want to sell it. Again, my coincidence with Telco is that even though now come here down so many, I grew up a bit also with my dad because I actually come from a broken home. It was gave apart his few, and my father actually then the mini Rollins time. I'm a Sakmono estate. We were like actually a mini London. I can be people in government. My father somehow because of his affiliation, so he got we lived in the Sakmono estate. There was a place we used to go and fetch water from, and fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know whether it was the universe just aligning or putting me in trouble. Shiani, for me, young can be as seen. Need coach a papa Shian. The day need to show like Shian never me what that for over for can it be a it the thing look more like a collector. I could honor. I don't know, but it wasn't because I believed so much I could let me chat Mokuni, but it was more like a project and a task for me. And as I got along, I was carried away by the whole thing, and I wanted to do more. Each time I did the thing, and I felt I wanted to do more. And also, I went into Google and I realized that I call Ufe Gamanche, Adamalache. And at that moment, I had my mansion. So I needed to get rid of the name Adamalache from Google and make sure they could be back on Google. So I had to do more, putting people, So it was more like a project for me. If that answers your question, it wasn't anything in personal, but a bit personal. And I apologize for it.
Okay, thank you very much. On a picture in Nigeria, Millicent's picture in background me. Money or Millicent. Oh, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Right. So you find it when you feel mbanagbe agbene. So I'm ko beni matwale don okaleche o find it oya no ko ni oba sumoni oke fatahi.
Ni de ya no go mi tanga vitai. What ni de mi njo bo no dan no. Ni sale bo.
Ni encha bo egbe no because ele no.
No me ntade na ke acho ka acho le di acho mi o kai lo mo atenye me.
Ya ichekwe wo we da.
No le. No me ntama ye ya ke be ba se. Ni sani me ne tafla cheje ma wo je ni wo ja me ni wo le aka me ye ni bo le aka me ye be ba se ni me ne sanu ka man ni sanu ka man. Yemba. E ja ke DDP na me get febu over je for me na yi.
No. Like I said, at this moment, Spony, I am, even when this documentary came out, I made Chapomo before I knew about the program. I told women, Atsereku, Manye, they say no, can be any in drop documentary, documentary. It's not the time for me to put the NG. And as of now, I am here. I know I can Telco will be also listening. I will get Jemopi. They will begin to talk to me and say, me, I'm in touch. Me, I'm a bad maybe be famous. But I think my son came back then on and my year look me. As of me, I am here. What I know.
The only name allowed.
Hello.
Wait, when you find a get am ye, Benjali, you been where you been with Nupa, boy. If I that in like
as of now, as of now, in your DNA, like I said, none decision and none if any, it is not even to attack anybody. I have not even thought of attacking. But in the architect to review, I've seen the documentary because already they want me to pull it down. I believe in the market, they will begin to call on the people near I'm a user to begin taking a cameras so they can start. I want Ame to remember I have served Nakainie way before they came.
Right.
And Akoka Anatashini Afe counter, they know, and he also knows what they are doing. Nobody can do it the way I do. And he tells them in their meetings, now call me. And I am letting them know I can war onto anybody because me no nobody knows yet. It will call only no touching or analyzing opinion. So I feel like it will be an attack. Then no, I can pack on mono to and you will regret for ake because it can be many people not only the way I'm trying me. They will not find it funny with me. They should let us address a situation. It's a menace and not attack my person personally. Because Igbo could attack at a likra. No, so can you turn up the whole world will hear to the extent one thing I believe in when there's an opinion, when you have an opinion on something, speak it. Speak your mind. But don't attack my person, because when you attack my person, you unleash no only I want you to sleep.
When I'm attack you. What you was doing right away.
I'm a fear and a need Gamba bow fame or yoga. Gamba home.
If I get a money law, my jam,
in Bassa will say,
ni okwe neke documentary ni olela ke osumo Kevin Takisande ke majia cheme koma sande ni lele ni ota ni o protector me no feel like o to fight ya me the best thing no ba nyo feel ha me ake di akoba fe din because noni manye you o ekome wole yes sir dan nko nya ke ko ba tabi e mo manjwa yemo di ekome manjwa yemo so yin wo yemo so ke osumo na kan Kaba attackile. Kat mona bumindi. Ya ko ba yue ni bi ni ba gbesi e. Ni bi ni ba gbesi e.
I'm a basha me. Okay. Anda weke Piotr eke nine nice gan ko me mini ya sha mini ya wi attack e mo ake ba pa. Ni bi ni ma fi am a gan mi ona. I'm a basha me. Attack me. They should just focus on what I have said. Because that particular thing, into a police station. Police station. Mokola woni ano halele we kemite police station. Ni le no le edomi ojoba because the kind of things ni na kai papa left the way ni minkele yo. I didn't expect it. I also need abake mi ake imbani bangma. Forgive me, Father, for I've seen. They are Roma. Me and back and taken over by an evil spirit. Square, in me and shit. But in cafe one relationship just because of my yeah. And I have been waiting, and Nakamanchane who they know I can. In Bomodi, I have waited long enough. Yeah. I didn't have to. But I did it. I
don't think they would. I don't think they would dare, Manye.
I started my career because of them, all waiting for this particular moment. And I am telling them, anybody know about come no about no come round I recommended you. There are people I told him what you will be. And don't think you are there enjoying professionalism. You are enjoying my recommendation. You are enjoying me, my cousin. And all applaud any question. I know cheaper everyone where you belong. Me issue game ne profeni. Me issue profeni. And what called tishino kashino jemini my can jebo do man jebu when kashino. Me must show my chewnia she when kashino. You must share down things on years when you was can share your maybe when it was just focus in care I mean one appeal in care I mean defraud my be I mean lack I mean many banya wabu many banya wa oh mammy many banya one you go I mean I'm not actually my film but she made me make one more baba she can't knock about one I mean she and by here what make her feel pay exchange what face you okay was sunny tell the way I was here.
That's right. I have a check. I have a check. I able to mommy. I want we. I have a check. But fit our yagbere. So now I on the floor.
I don't remember. $5. That be quite fair. She, that way, I get. I get Manye. Manchegi. The day's over. The day's over. Well, and quale ina kuchel mobu nine tuju ba o mbanina yani ofisi kwen onye iwe waje no ina mbia ba she right and just sample size ha me sample size hello I don't
my mom hold on down yeah I have a chair no
in pikucho lomo nke lo bunye ewo mani achano ne ayi ewo ne chano o
all right my ma over na one way I have a check pump brakes
ni nga ne say
e over na way lebu no yes right
ni nga example na Korkoi Atsereku, right?
That's right.
Obamode ake mene onye ojepo oke anukwali ni manfe ina anukwali mo ajobo ake onye ofi na kaje mo fi amona na kan kareje le fi na kan shi ojepo obi wonda no moshi but yeah no ko be pani miss mama bibo la kaje no ji de ni na ayo afio mene program na afio she akashi okay ni te ko churuwa nya fe okele h na ake okele etuni ona ofa ne wa e ba won na wa akashi la akashi yomwe ni ji mami yala na fe la ka ole anukwale ko ni yom no e ba won na wa lenche kaji obanye no hu ofe program ya lo banye okay wo no ko yehi eja ke laka ole from bono oyu automobile ole washin odugba because need and social affordable eni try ke be yo mo nko le nje ole le ni mi nko le nje ko le o ba le mi se ko le mi ni ko le ini na hie ba ono no wakaji e ba hie o fa ne wa le nje I know akashin ole anukwale I know she no onyo ojopo owie ne kan kwale ne pe la ka na kan kwale hu e jame no ba nyo o fele hia fi o chonwe ekwele ka je ngmene ne another time e ba ngon na wa lenche o you are don
Manye ne special request agabu e ka je ngmene o ba wa o show
well master say be Tombolo ke jiake ile o mami alo ile o papa alo lukuchi. I don't know. Ile ini need and so eke you could make it for a BFA. I don't know if you are part of the dance. But like I say, oh mami ejin ko oh mami pe mi ni ko mami sura. Be mi ni amele table. Baby, now I'm I was an active NDC member, communicator for NDC. Yeah, I'm a constituency. Oh, I mean, you be a ship. No, you can't be Eleni Ojoba Adenche. It was like me, Kele Waka, Mele Table. No, yeah, Shem. Well, like I'm a mission police station. Yes, you know, mommy, I call her grandma. Neje about what airport. I was part of it. I don't know if Boji will look at exactly.
Minji money Calaba, Nin Calaba, no me, touch all the time. Mankata can be a man, Hamini, I'm a small more young woman, for a pushing can make it diggy.
Exactly. You anybody, woman, I said, I don't know about then I'm also VIP work at there. I was the only person who was with them. I mean, your own voice. I was very personally. When you mean you are large, you got a yake, you will fast, you will let you before you council. I know them very, very, very well. You are jail to say, need us when in Grace in the meaning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You are where family yourself, not here. She, I don't know much.
Mabu, another show. She knows much. It's one another show.
Yo, you are wrong.
Right. Okay. So I think it's been a great show. Thank you so much, Manye, for coming on. And as a matter of fact, okay, Mawa. Okay, Mawa Bami.
Me no confuse. Una dani wa kishimini yoni. Ona no na chola ka mali. Isumo. Ma yuya no kwale mu. Koni ka ba gbe mi na gbe mi ngulu. Because amali papa he job we. Ka o mali no ka fe no ko ona he jole dana you looking over your shoulders. Dana look over your shoulders. Ka bring beshi o twifa. Ka no ko beshi do what we are no kwale. Because many ko sa yini njeko. Ona because of bomade some someone no kwale ewe no kwale ba mali na ka fe ni bi. Ni amali ko mali no ka fe no ko ba jeko ke. Anukwale ko ya anukwale eko no be ninje ko yeheko shi amale e ba je poke no ni anu wo yu anukwale ka anukwale ko yeheko wo yu anukwale ke mu he ajo shi ko male da ne ba nyu se na ne ba no je te ko chulo no ne aka male fe ni bi ni ko mo ni bi ni ya no bonje no ta te no be jole because o ka male je shi amale okajenshi no behejole no woni hanu ka no kwale afi wode nyemochu e ko ba fi free ko ni ko oito me fan ani mo kwa bani
once again gamanye sani ele Kenya ke part 2 ke part 3 nyega ya nyetwi manye na goka chegu e ba mi e bagba boy nye relaxa no ni nyeta my makayo twi baba e bagba anyways manye once again thank you so much oyiwala don ake okay eba spend time ni nye in text ayaba che ngela ke o I'm 20 minutes into the documentary. And I'm still trying to figure out point exactly new town no make. There are 2 key points coming in more but many was our quite home before the show, and I've been hearing you. I think I can paint a very, very good picture. Anime in Sani Ojugba any be a can Ojugba, and you did a good job. Nin quite a second time, then I've been a bully. Once again, journalistic instinct second, be and Bami Agben, I mean, from a different perspective, Agbene. So Agbene, Obamodin, kudos to you. This was well done. No fair, no, Ojugba. And once again, I appreciate you a lot. Nibini Ottawa ni OUFA, I think I can you've made the case effectively. Ni anybody ne ba botue e ba kwa documentary ne ba kwa interview ne with a neutral. I mean, like you said, I like the part. No, you know, Jamie Tonke, ake Musun Chon. To meaning we take OUA Gantin, akwa ni
okay, from the human factor. Okay, Musun Chon abadan. Okay, because we Gbese ne oje manchene se.
That's right. That's right.
Get
That's right.
what and listen to me as what it is.
Yeah, ni mo femo ni eba kwele na kan ni eba bo mene wasande ba to ye. I think I get more bana any poteni I mean the sort of message ni Ottawa no put out there ni to obeno we make ni bo you this is just a case study. What le Nekesa Jimpi. I mean, we've handled quite a lot of them on this show. So this is just a case study. And ke okwe show ne, and you've not taken anything at all out of it. Ke oyemanse training more be ye gankusumi. Let them know any ameje. Ani ame kase chomo ame. Kani like I said, ko be man say no will be na mete school be o ni ka ba gbebo ko ba any one ni fe money that fe na dabi no ka wo e ba she ni wo ba she ne kaji one town na kan ni bi achake e be isani wonye wo chake na kan o manye animal bo final words bu amu fe na fe mo le fe ko mi awo e ko ke we pa
ora do be na gbe mu hu na kan no ni pe mi town ni make man bi fe jake gan yo jime emi da shike wo kwelo jugba wo ho gami waka hani gun wo ya ni wo ho gahe ko ho gahe pe bo fe ko ganyu don wo hani ga ahin wo hia ni wo hia ga se dan e kemi wi ono ko mepe nke the dance is for the gods and the sound of the drum is equally the gods. Don't dance before the sound of the drum. You will miss your step. Ka hani o hiyo yai ye gahe ni efe bato beni ona gan na kanga no eji wele gaba pese.
That's right.
Ona okay new energy. And every day I say okay, I am so happy for the kind of people we are beginning to see today. Even though ni what bloggers say a lot of people you gan mi ka we no ba ke gadan be journalist ke fie e fon la mo mi pa ne fai gadan gbe ni o je me abe journalist pie journalist for any o je mo lupa ina no people they don't blog I'm you mean from be a nation I'm a trying to survive. I'm a fair blogging. But it's what it is. They are not journalists. It will call I'm happy for their being there. I appreciate them. Why? Because we are growing a generation where everybody wants to do something for her. How do we do it? We should do it right. Anyone share again. What any phone that is the norm. It will be any changes coming
change is becoming something is painful. You won't feel like it is wrong. It will take more time to get there, and you will get there. She more like need to take away. Where settle be in your because Gaga now I have realized begins from home. I can say more Benjamin he will no he woni a bale na kind. No he woni a shehini eshe because here near to ya me whom here no efe basa bekene beje yami. No he will hear me be even though the beke has potential I mean just because I mean and that is also a case because like I told you, there is a story to be told. Even here there is so much story to be told. And all these things I am privy to so many things, and yes, of being around certain things have made me realize I can do a problem. What defend that gun with everything we can, regardless of who is accepting it. Don't be bothered. I can wait here with me. Allo with me. Yeah. I find the for who feel like she left at Papa. Shile ni boya. Koni continue ni okay now. Kata bele ba like this is wrong. It will take us time, but we will get there. When this documentary came, a lot of people have watched. In fact, I wasn't even looking for the masses. I was just looking to speak my truth and to speak something that has been bothering me for so long. I'm so happy I can and you have allowed me to speak what I want to speak. Again, because I know I can other people might know her also. It will definitely she will see this thing. I want to use this opportunity. Feel like why didn't I do it in consultation with her? But it didn't just involve her. It involved me, and my integrity, my career was on the line for 3 years. Right. I kept quiet because each time I want to do something, that kind of anger comes first. And I didn't want to toe the same line. Right. I had to drop my pen for 3 years. I had to abandon maybe for 3 years. It took a lot of things went wrong in my life, in marriage, in career for 3 good years. And everything points out to this circle of people that I got entangled with. It was I needed to do what I needed to do.
I think
whatever the outcome of this documentary is going to be, regardless, it doesn't change her from who she is. Whatever the outcome of this will be, she should bear it, because every action also has its own consequences, regardless of whether you were aware or you are not aware. The law does not play with ignorance as well. Unfortunately, ignorance, she should bear it and take a lesson from it. Tomorrow, it is just the money. When the points Banesaka are abandoned, boy, you will be the first head they will drop. Just like tell Coach Rujigbe Ikele picture for internet. No, preparing her and putting her against Gbese. He will do it to other people also. Mama she look mama we are copy but all of this I put together and I realized that he did it because and that was setting her against Gbese, so they can position themselves well to use her the way they wanted to use her.
she will seek justice anywhere. Justice say we are seeking okay.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And if anything at all, this was actually in defense of her. You were speaking for her. So it's a call. And I feel like a story has not been told properly. Of course, Manye, I know you're gonna watch this show. I will give you the platform if you feel like there are certain things to about money. Make clear. Once again, What TV online, ya YouTube, WOR TV online. Come on, thumbnail any ye TV and obi no. Noni yani o subscribe min pabu 5 keji o subscribe iko bomodeni o subscribe to what TV WOR TV online type more YouTube ko type here YouTube obana look more obana ko type other ones come back they know this particular one thumbnail any can screen there no ni koni o subscribe the same thing ko te Facebook le mwe ko type no mwe obana no yejeme ona boni so nyan wo bo amode ni what subscriber to what TV there is more ni ba from what TV a lot of documentaries are in the pipeline and this is just the beginning ababote ni bia mjojogba and some of the ni bia komeni ole oba lepi ni bia komeni no nu shishi oba nu shishi ojogba. So like I said, subscribe more to what TV konike egbemi no oni ni ahye no po before po mi po make bo ake o no ko eba no yakwe ona boni ni yo so bomodin ni nyefenye subscriber ke o kwemi ni o subscribe go to what TV bomodin ni o subscribe agbene nwe documentary ni what tragmene bomodin no share min pabo fai keji ote what TV page ye YouTube that will be the first video ni obana bona sale of the white bracelet bona no juno no bana bomodin ko ni o jacken amehu ni men akwe boni afe ni kasemo ni yo mi mehu ana ni kasemo ni yo mi hiawa ade encha like I said subscribe share the link bona boni ni yo nyawo push our channel near that because the more you push the more she will be encouraged to do more. But for a while and I get Manye for a while if a producer go noko in a long while ni pagodani if ne so push le pie boli pie. She has a lot of stories to tell. Sanjile babao babao. So if you want more, subscribe to her channel. Ni o share link no kinhame min panify nyebo amode ni nyefia naka ni no abomode ni no fe no afe no fe ofane watchene ke ba so ni contribute nya matwale min panify ni hold up 1 second.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, ni ofane to yo ten.
Yeah, romo me.
Ofane o jai pa no awonu yi. In liake o sani no no ke send me lenke o ba yue yese. She liake hotel no contribute to this particular program So and one way this program there no koni wa yue yese because no ebole it's a whole show by itself. Bona. So come back contribute to this program ofane ya no.
Yo, akeni apa ni aha na gbewe mo hewo je mi di money sanma fe na gbewe mo hewo ismo ake ma wi shi no ni pe ni kwen kan wi ahun ni kwa gbe na ji bi anton ne onupa ni yo onupa ya keke gbe ke bi weba ni ji gbele ni te gbele ha wo fe ni you fe ni yo ni ji wo gamen you fe ke what we ni you fe ba tishi ago we onupa le ne keni bi ne enako egbena eja ke mancheme ameba ameka meba go wo ameba aye na gbo no keji you fe keshi ni kafrache aba strike ni aba jiame ye no ni you onyete me pangbe shi anokwale ni mancheme ne ba ke huwe question ji mini amenye amefe ame agame mi to ni kwa jemi no ni tuntuma amenya amefe manye ni we kwe tawe we ni bi kome shikai kome ye ni ma na lo ma onupa kome na mini anye akefi me wo kaji manche menye ku amewa you fair ni wo hie akashi shimo wo e ba hwewo na ya ho shipoji ye tekedwe ni wo hie ahwehie benwele apapa ya mefe sani wanya wofi sani wanya wofi nyele loko ni mama bane tene bane ejron fe ne fe e pa jie ko le denche yi si man fe jie yi mi wo kaji wonye o pa men ni ta frache wonye wo fe no ku papa e bani no ismo man we pi kan we mo ba wa bie be mponte no mpaji gambajo sani wo fe no ku ehi sani wo fe no ku ehi ni wo ahwe ame lo apa ame twa ni o mani abla wo fe
Yeah. Oh, radon. Oh, find my trouble. Oh no, my trouble. Oh no. Yes, sir. Okay.
No.
All right.
Me boy.
Oh, find my trouble. All right. Okay. All right. All right. So, Chameganyeme. Once again, nyefe nye iwaladon. Ke o have a problem with what TV link ke o na lojo ba abu ka worry nke ba sendibo. Text mommy na ke wo okay, or mami ekome e text me. Yes, so bonka ote YouTube ni ona ke boy text mommy must send you the exact one bona koni o subscribe bona so text mommy no ka ona the exact link ke mommy in text bo koni ona once again Manye, thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. Thank you for non you feel well I don't want to do my job. And like I said, there is more to come. Manye Sunday ni get wakatabi she ka work back Sunday say Sunday get boy you not triple. Anyways, nyefenye you well I don't you find it. I don't think we'll have a show tomorrow. Corner in baby emergency. But Monday of course no show. So Obama be a Tuesday. But Obama ni be a channel no koni okwe. Manye ofa no oba so no go go afitai.
That be that. Many primary page, like you said, after this documentary, I started writing down other ones. As and when I'm inspired, I will bring it. Can be a but I have a story to tell about God. That's right. And I will definitely speak these stories.
Nakai. I have a Ogbeloi.
Darling, get nothing else. Channel.
Thank you. Can you ask more? Can you Mawa?
Oh, Dabi, I really appreciate it. Me appreciate Lewa, me appreciate le for being transparent because Jame of Fiam on you on a kind. Jame of Fiam pride kweke mina ego poe wo e bane baba ke wona ke ni ke sanjine fe she let go of all those things and I love the humbleness and thank you so much nani bad job
right okay so thank you so much so can you ask more than afiache kayo mi can you ask more or baba be due for but between work at Jue, I'll definitely put something on the channel for you to watch. But I feel a live show Tuesday. Ke onanim ba benoko serious way but this so enjoy the rest of the weekend. Kiabo be alele one freezy many East Coast one freezy be. So Minda Mofe Moshi once again stay warm if you are in the East Coast please bombarde stay warm but thank you guys so much. I appreciate every single one of you and I pray for you I can week in any baba jomo ba no shule mo ba no Noyaa ba no okleje afoi akrabacha okleje amomi emo obiami emo oifatola mi emo onuchumo mi jobu efe no ko na de ba ma chon jomo efe no fe no ko ni ba taye efe jomo ke habo mi ma jobu jo oni eni no ke onu no eni eko elayemi echafun ewo ogbomochomi aye wale ewo mumo ye wale ewo bohi wale ye no fe no mi ano na shikapi ochine na ba jeshishi shika akala aje yodi shimo shika ajofui neba ongo oyiwala don wa ade enche Can you ask more? Bye bye.